Hey everybody, welcome to the show. YouTube API is experiencing difficulties. YouTube API is experiencing difficulties. Hopefully we are live on YouTube and everything is A-OK. It looks like there's been having a lot of trouble lately. I am checking right now to see if we are live. Are we live? It says it's upcoming. 5 questions. We're live on YouTube. Heck yeah, we made it. It looks like we are live. Finally. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know. There was a problem. It said that YouTube API is having issues, but not anymore. We are here in effect. We're doing a YouTube call-in show, morningsky.live/PYB. I'm going to put it in the chat. I'm going to put it in the chat right now. You can call in https://morningsky.live/PYB for Pick Your Battles. Thank you so much for being here. Hey, Kathy Skywalker. Love to see those. I love to see those Sky City Rebel flags. Heck yeah. Pin that message. There we go. Now anybody can go. Hopefully I spelled everything correctly. I had to mad dash to try to get this thing morningsky.live. Hopefully everything's spelled correctly and we are ready to rock and roll. How you doing, Kathy? You doing all right? It's been kind of a crazy day for me, I tell you. It's been kind of a crazy day for me. Been kind of a heartbreaking day for me. What are you gonna do though, right? We gotta keep going, Kathy. How's your health? You feeling okay? I know you were having some issues, and I worry about you. I worry about all the Sky City Rebels out there in this world. They say in a couple hours the world might end. We might be in an apocalyptic situation there, guys. We might be looking at World War III here pretty soon. Might be looking at nuclear holocaust. That could be a thing. That could be a whole thing. Like, that could happen in this world that we're in. Are you worried? I'm a little worried. Operation Cross Drop. We're going to drop some crosses? Is that what's going to happen? Operation Cross Drop. I mean, so far, it ain't looking good for old Donnie Trumpy. He looks like he's all over the place, man. Do you trust him? Do you trust him with everything going on? It seems like he's going all crazy out there. I don't even know what's going on. At 5 p.m., he says he's going to kill everyone, that an entire civilization will die. That he's going to kill an entire civilization. Trump lashes out publicly at Tucker Carlson is what is in the news. Great. JD Vance asked point blank about Trump's threat to bomb Iran. Everything is going haywire. But, you know, I thought we might have some conversations at the end of the world, just you and me. morningsky.live/PYB. Why don't you, hang out with me. Let me talk a little bit. What do you say? Hell no, I don't trust that lumpy orange turd. Mark 14-4. What do you think? 414, 4I4? I don't know what that. Marky Mark. How do you feel about it, Mark? You think it's gonna be all right? You think we're gonna be all right? I don't know, man. It's like I was thinking about this painting. Have you ever seen it? It's called The Fall. I think it's called The Fall of Icarus painting. And it's one of my favorite paintings because it's called Landscape with the Fall of Icarus. All right, I can see it's on. I'm gonna bring it up on the screen here because I think it's apropos to what we're talking about for some reason. I've just been thinking about this painting all day long, and just all day long I've been thinking about it because, well, we tend to go about our. I went on a walk this morning after my stream and had a conversation with a friend, and we're talking about jobs and love and all the stuff, and then I'm going, with all these worries we have, we're still talking about World War III, right? Like World War III is right here. Is that what we're still, like, we could just end, we could just be in a mushroom cloud later on today. Like, that's what we're looking at. That's the vibe. And so if you look, it's just people. This guy's got his little horse-drawn plow. He's plowing a field, and the ships are there. There's a ruin right here, and there's ships, and there's people. There's a guy fishing down here, and there's all this stuff happening, right? The sun is setting. Look at this. It's kind of a busy painting. But right here, all the way down right here, there's Icarus. Do you see him? See his little feet right there? Do you see him down there? That's Icarus. And this painting is called landscape with Icarus. And look, there's a little turtle, right? I don't know, a bird maybe. The guy's down here fishing. He doesn't even, no one notices is the point. No one notices. Everyone's just working. And then this monumental thing happens. Nobody cared. Everything just carried on. The herder kept with his dog, with the sheep, and this animal abuse was going on with the horse plowing the fields. Nothing else mattered. No one cared. I think that's how life is going to be at the end, right? We're all just going to be like complaining about something or wishing that we're in a better mood, or we're all just going to be wishing that so-and-so loved us, or so-and-so stuck around, or maybe we found love and we wish that we had something, maybe we lost love, and then it won't matter. The mushroom cloud will come and we'll be vaporized. I feel like, is that what it is? It's like death is always at your door knocking. The Nazis are always trying to get in. And we're all just like, well, we're almost there. It's always there, just about. This painting always really brought it. I always thought this painting was incredible for that. It's like a Buddhist meditation. I've been thinking about this painting so much today. Poor little Icarus. Poor little Icarus down here. No one even noticed that he fell. He had this monument, this crazy day. Poor Icarus. This crazy day where he thought he would fly too close to the sun. And then he died. Nobody cared. No one even noticed. No one even noticed. Anyway, so that was what I've been thinking about today. What are you guys been going on? I'm finishing a book, Predator Class, about Trump, Epstein, and Maxwell. Nice. Prison doesn't reform anything except the pockets of the rich. Very well said. Prison does not reform anything except for the pockets of the rich. And you know what? We got to do something about it. What are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? Bastille Day? You want to have a Bastille Day? You want to go and let everyone out? I'm in. Let's do it. Let's do it. Today, I cut my hair. I believe in self-reliance. I feel like I did a pretty good job. Give myself a nice little fade. I did this by myself, This is what I try to use what God gave me. Just do my best. I think I did okay. I feel like just do yourself. I always wanted to cut my own hair, and I've been cutting my own hair for a very long time. And then the COVID happened, and I was ready, man. People were all bitching about how they couldn't get their hair cut, and I was ready to go. I was like, fuck it, I'll do it myself. I don't give a shit. I don't need you. Salt mines for the billionaires. I don't need you billionaires. This is why I don't get everyone's always like, well, what will we do? Do it yourself. Who will wash the dishes if we overthrow capitalism? If we get rid of capitalism, who will wash the dishes? You, motherfucker. You will wash the dishes. Wash your own dishes. You don't need somebody else to wash your dishes. Self-reliance, self-accountability. It's always so funny that the rich always talk about, well, you should be accountable and do your own. Well, then why don't you wash your own dishes, billionaire bastards? Why don't you clean your own toilets? Wash your own toilets, do your own laundry. When did we think that it's okay because of capitalism we can hire somebody else to do it? Fuck that. Trump is a traitor. Of course he's a traitor. Yes, he's a traitor. You can come on and talk with me about it. morningsky.live/PYB. Pick your battles. You could BYOB, or you can pick from this menu that I've concocted with our Sky City Rebels. Our Sky City Rebels picked out this. Look what it says. It says, is third party a wasted vote? Is empathy a strength or a weakness? Ooh, wait a second. I just got weirdly small on my screen. Everything got weirdly small, like super duper small. There we go. Oh, well, for some reason I'm getting really small. I don't know why. Okay, there we go. I don't know why that happened. Trump's power. Did anti-vaxxers curb Trump's power? That's a fun question. That got some answers yesterday. And is loneliness a political failure? That's the one I've been thinking about a lot lately. Is loneliness a political failure? And the other one is, the bonus question is, are animals someone or something? Get on the channel. Get up here and talk to me. Or you can bring your own. Sky, for some reason these lives don't allow background play, but your morning stream does. Weird. That's weird. Why? How can I explain that? Maybe it's because I'm using a reusable studio in It could be something wrong with the reusable studio, because in order to have the link stay the same for the call-in show every day, in order for it to stay the same every day, I have to use reusable studio. It might be why that's happening. I don't know. Why don't you come on and talk to me about it? An Honest Doubter, that was fun. Did you like the Watching Humans podcast today? Did you have a good time? I was over there talking. We're going to do another show tomorrow on Wednesday. We're going to do another show. What are we going to talk about? I don't even know. It'll be a fun one. Skyjack Morgan, Wizard the Prodigy. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that like button. Double tap the screen. Hit my face right here. Right in the noggin. Just do it. Life is short. Life is short. Life is fun. All right. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I wanted you on there longer. Thank you. Did you tell them that? Did you tell them? I don't know. I can't read the room. You know, I don't know who's going to be, who wants me there and who doesn't. You know, it's really hard for me to know what the deal is. I don't always know how I come off with everybody. You know, the third party vote. I feel like courage doesn't require a winning hand. Atticus Finch. I keep thinking about Atticus Finch from To Kill a Mockingbird. He was going to lose from the start, and he made the case anyway, because integrity is not contingent on outcome. A vote you believe in isn't wasted. A vote you cast out of fear is. I feel like that's the problem. We are always casting votes out of fear, and I'm sick of having the gun to my head. I'm sick of being told that to be too afraid to vote my conscience. Don't vote your conscience. Aren't you afraid? If you vote your conscience, Donald Trump's going to be president. If you vote your conscience, you know, the oligarchs will just hurt us more. If you vote your conscience, if you talk too loudly about liberation, they're just going to kill more of us. Shut up. I feel like, have you ever seen the movie, that new Superman movie, where Superman's in the glass box and he's going to like help everyone escape, right? But all the other prisoners are going, don't, oh my God, Mr. Luthers. And they're trying to rat him out. They're trying to snitch on him. They're trying to snitch out Superman. I can't help but think, that's exactly what I know. I know how you feel, Superman. Everyone. I live in a country of snitches. I live in a country filled with simps and hall monitors. I live in a country full of hall monitors, all turning in their neighbors. Look at this embarrassment. It's just an embarrassment. What are you going to do, right? They said you could stay, though. But they were going to talk about Point Reyes and shit. I don't have any opinions about Point Reyes. I don't have any opinions about local ranchers in Point Reyes. I want to destroy I want to tear down the ramparts and free all the animals. I want to free everybody. I want a total liberationist, you know? Fucking snitches. I mean, I love those guys, but, Jack is an environmentalist first. I'm a liberationist, you know? Jack was trying to tell me that Barack Obama is so much better than Donald Trump. And it's like, yeah, I'm sure you feel really good at night telling yourself that. But I guess that's what people do, right? They tell themselves, everything's better if you just vote Democrat. Everything's better. Has it gotten better? I don't know. I'm almost 50 years old. I feel like it has not gotten better. I feel like shit's getting worse. Everything looks shittier too. Like, look at these fucking phones. Look how ugly a phone is. Look how hideous it is. Have you ever seen what tech used to look like? Like, when I was a kid, we had Walkmans. I had this bright yellow Walkman with blue lines on it, and I had the matching little ghetto blaster. I thought that shit was so cool, man, with the dual tape decks. I used to tape the radio and stuff. I had such a good time. I loved trading tapes, making mixtapes. We used to do so many cool things with tech. I love tech. I love, high tech shit, but look at this. Look how hideous it is. It's fucking ugly. It's ugly. Everything's ugly now. Go drive through America. I drove through America. I drove across America 5 times in 2024, I want to say. 2024, 25, 25. And go to cities in America. They're all the same. Oh, look, you guys got a Chili's and a Cracker Barrel? Wow. You guys got a Five Below? Wow. You guys got a Cheesecake Factory? Wow. You're really moving up in the world. Wow. Oh, wow, you got a McDonald's and a Wendy's and a Chick-fil-A? Wow. How come every city in America looks identical and they're all hideous? It wouldn't be so bad if they were all beautiful. But drive around America. The nature is beautiful, but everything we've built is hideous. America, we build hideous garbage. That's what we do. That's why we have to import people like Chris Hemsworth, who's so beautiful, because nobody can be so beautiful like Chris Hemsworth. We don't have beautiful people in America anymore who can play Thor or Batman or Spider-Man. An English person has to play Batman. An English person has to play Spider-Man and Thor. Got to get people from Australia to play Thor. You can't have an American do it. Americans, we just grow ugly. We just grow ugly here. We're just growing ugly shit out here because no one cares anymore, because we're a country of snitches. We're a country of just people just destroying the mauling of America started in the 80s. Oh my God, I wish I could point to a time. Like, was it just the 80s? Because back then, man, I remember the malls were kind of cool. They had little fountains and shit and people hanging out, people meeting each other. Is that so bad? Like, I mean, I wish we could go back to the 80s at the malls. Are you kidding me? Look what we've done. Now it's a strip mall. Now it's just trash blowing in the wind on a cracked sidewalk with glass in the gutter, broken glass in the gutter. Every once in a while, you catch a little moonlight glimmer off the reflection of the glass, and you call it hope. That's America now. Broken glass in the gutter. Strip malls. The whole country is a strip mall. If your rent's too high, would you move? Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about move. My rent is too high. If your rent isn't too high, would you move? Where the fuck would I keep thinking about moving? I'm like, where would I move? I'm thinking about. I actually, where I live is pretty. But I drove across America, and it's hideous out there. I got in some nature. I got like a nice little park behind I can see the mountains where I live. It's not so bad. But like, you can't meet people. It's all built for privacy. I can never meet people. I go, like, later on, I'm going to go to Nothing Much is Below. Nothing Much is $5 at Five Below. Yeah, nothing's below $5 at Five Below. I'm going to go to... Here's what I'm going to do today after the stream. I'm going to go. I have to leave the house because I got to have someone come into the house, and I don't want to be here when they're here. So I got to go, and I'm going to go sit at the Barnes & Noble Cafe and read my little book and not talk to anybody. I might go to a bar if I get too caffeinated at the cafe. I might go to the bar and drink at the bar with my little book and not talk to anybody. There's no one around. No one's. It's just like... And the people who are around, they're snitches and hall monitors. They're snitches. They'll turn me into ice or something, man. Stanton is pretty cool. Stanton, Virginia? Is that what you're talking about, Johnny Vegan Seed? Stanton, Virginia. Yeah, I used to live in downtown Stanton, Virginia. That wasn't so bad for a while. Downtown. But look when you get off the highway, off that 81. Pull off the 81 and head towards Stanton. See how hideous it is on the way. Gross, man. It's just like strip mall. Oh, you guys got a Chili's? Oh, you guys got a Walmart? Great. And then finally you get to little downtown Stanton. And it's kind of cute, but it takes a lot to get down there. You know? You got to drive through all the garbage. A country full of rats and snakes we were the last... unstimulated generation full of imagination and dreams. The thinkers, contemplators disappearing for hours as kids. I mean, that's what I miss, man. But now it's like Dromosphere is here. You're not allowed to sit around and just do things repetitively and build character. You can't do that. I mean, when was the last time, seriously, that you did something slow and repeated with no guaranteed payoff? When was the last time you did something slow and repeated with no guaranteed payoff? What do you think? Oh, God, this fucking weirdo. Why is this weirdo always here? Thank you. I just got rid of him. I'm so rural. No McDonald's gas stores for like 12 miles. But then you're in the middle of nowhere. That's the thing. But then you're in the middle of goddamn nowhere, right? Smoking Blondie, you're in the middle of nowhere. How are you going to meet anybody? How are you going to build community? If the shit really hits the fan, you're just out there by yourself? Designing art for skateboards. That's sick, man. That's sick. I wish I designed art for skateboards. That's sick. Was very slow at it. Man, I remember building, like, just setting up skateboards, right? You got to put the trucks on, and you've got to get the bearings on, you put the wheels on. Man, I used to love that shit. Put the oil in the bearings. Man. Put the grip tape, when you put your own grip tape on. Man, one of my skateboards got clear grip tape. I thought that shit was so cool. And now what? Now what? You know what I'm saying? You're very slow at it. Very nice. I like what you like watching board. Now we watch other people set up boards. You know, I've gotten really into watching people do old tech. Like people are setting up little tech decks and stuff in their, like, in Altoid cans and stuff. They're just taking old stuff and making, like, because I love doing stuff like that. I love taking an old laptop and putting Linux on it and just trying to use it for fun. I mean, why not? Life is short. It's fun. Yeah. Clear grip tape, but I gave it to my friend's son. That's pretty cool. I think that's fun. Yes. Cool. But sorry, I've got to deal with this scammer just over and over again. It's so weird people do that. Why do they do that? It's so weird to me. Sayard is the same account from Rob's. Oh, someone from Rob is over here? Man, I'm really making it on the internet if I got the same trolls as Rob. That's pretty great. Well, just so everybody knows, you can call in. It's a call-in show, morningsky.live/PYB. Please head on over to morningsky.live/PYB, and you can call into the show. We've got a menu of things to talk about, or you can BYOB, bring your own battle. Pick your battle or bring your battle. Is third party a wasted vote? What do you think? Is empathy a strength or a weakness? Did the anti-vaxxers curb Trump's power? Is loneliness political failure? And are animals someone or something? I wish someone would call in and talk to me about that. Do you think animals are someone or something? The line between someone and something determines who gets rights and who gets consumed. Where you draw it reveals everything about your ethics and who it conveniently excludes. Personhood has always been expanded and always faced resistance. The capacity to suffer is the moral threshold, not species. Language shapes what we allow ourselves to do. Yeah, it does. It does. Calling an animal it instead of he or she, calling harvesting, calling confinement husbandry. Killing is harvesting, and confinement is husbandry. Euphemism is moral infrastructure. Change the words and the ethics become harder to avoid. It's true. As soon as someone starts talking about an animal they want to eat, they call the animal it. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? It's been fun talking about this with you. I'd love for you on here. I'll be able to ring in late show, I think. On Honest Data or late show, you mean this show later or the later show? Because I can't do the later show today because, like I said, I have to be outside of my house at 5. So I'm going to go to my little cafe and read my little book for my book club and be around the humans for a second. Commander Bozo Bonespurs thinks he deserves a Purple Heart. Yeah, I mean, he thinks he deserves a lot. He deserves a bunch of stuff. This show later. Okay, that sounds good. I'd love for you to come on and tell me what you think about one of these questions, answer one of these questions. I started to listen to Black Flag, Minutemen, Circle Jerks last night, going old school punk. That's nice. This is something that you're going back to or something you're just discovering? Because, man, I wish I was discovering Black Flag right now for the first time. Holy shit. You gonna do Bad Brains too? Listen to Bad Brains, Minor Threat, Pennywise. You like some of that California punk shit, like Operation Ivy? That's the bomb. Operation Ivy, man. Operation Ivy. I remember listening to that for the first time and just being blown away. Like, I can't believe somebody made this. Unbelievable. After 1950, things got better up to a point and then went steadily into decline from the early 80s. I can't specifically blame individuals, but two spuds singing when Irish eyes are smiling. Man, things definitely got worse. I would thought maybe like around Spuds MacKenzie era, when Spuds MacKenzie was on the television. That's about when the decline started. When they started making jokes about horny dogs and women who drink too much beer. That was weird. Spuds MacKenzie is a weird thing, for sure. Oh, it's so nice. You met Jello Biafra? Who said that? You met Jello? Yeah, man. I met Jello Biafra a couple years ago for the first time. I met him. He was a DJ at this thing that I went to. It was pretty cool. Yeah. It's pretty nice. I love it. It was good times. Marsupial. Let me see if I can get rid of that. Okay, there we go. Cramps were awesome. Yeah, I like the germs. The germs were great. Don't forget to like and subscribe and become a channel member and join the rebellion. That's the ideal. Sayard Yan. Thank you so much for doing that. Yeah, I'm trying to get people to call in. It's really hard to not need a mod to ban that idiot spamming. We don't have a mod in the house, and I've just been doing it myself. But it's all right. It's all right. Just one little. Don't get all bent out of shape. It's just one stupid troll. Don't get so worked up. Don't get so worked up about someone so stupid. I mean, life is, like I said. Remember Icarus? Remember the Icarus? The painting, I mean, the fall of it, landscape with the fall of Icarus. These people, they're so afraid. They're so afraid to have call in. They won't call in and talk to me. They won't do it. Y'all are too young for the dead Kennedys. And I'm not too young for the dead Kennedys. What are you talking about? The dead Kennedys were still definitely in the air when I got into punk rock music in like early 90s, for sure. I mean, look at this guy. This guy's just copying and pasting his own thing over and over again. It's a really kind of embarrassing thing. Can you imagine doing that over and over again like that? Can you imagine just you wake up and you want to just go and get on people's streams and leave weird messages that you copied and pasted? Like, that person has to have a text file that they access every day, and they copy and paste it from that text file over and over and over again. Can you imagine? Like, think of the self-loathing that person has, how much self-hate that person is experiencing. Isn't that sad? And they got 200 accounts. I know they've got all these different accounts. I mean, come on. It's tragic if you think about it. That's an American for sure, right? That person's definitely American, right? 100%. There's no way that person is from any other country but America. And he needs love. He needs beauty in his life. But beauty is so scary in America because we never see it. We never see beauty from our fellow humans in America. We only see it from the nature. And then we want to destroy it because we're so terrified of beauty. Americans, we can't stand anything beautiful. It must be destroyed. 56, punk was my youth. Hell yeah. Virtual reality, me. Fuck yeah, man. That's a perfect age. My friend Joseph, he's like, I don't know, he's like 10 years younger than me maybe. I don't know. I forget how old he is. But he was on my tour mate on that first tour I did with PETA. And he's really into punk rock. And we went to go see the Chats and Psycho, some other Australian band that was really old punks. And it was so cool to have, like, I don't know, go to punk shows, and I miss it. I really like folk punk these days, or punk folk punk. I really like it. Acoustic punk rock, basically. I love that shit. Love it. Nazi punks, fuck off. Yeah, for sure. Have you seen The Green Room? It's crazy. Chump deserves a Colombian necktie. Ooh, Lord, don't say that out loud. You get me in trouble. Holiday in Cambodia was good. You like that? I like the Clash too. It's good stuff. I copy and text from a text file all day too because MAGA are so dumb and repetitive. I gave up writing personalized responses. That's smart. Ooh, I saw Iggy Pop last summer. That was pretty cool. I'm a messin', I'm a passenger. And I ride, and I ride, and I ride. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I loved it. I love punk rock music. What am I going to do? I'm kind of sad because my punk rock girl, I don't have a punk rock girl anymore. It's kind of hard to find girls that are into punk rock. It's it's kind of sad because like she always said it's kind of hard to find guys that are into punk rock, and now we're not together anymore. It's kind of sad if you think about it. You can't find somebody to likes the same things that you do. It's always funny what people take for granted, isn't it? People take the dumbest shit for granted. Like they act when they have somebody, they act like it's just so easy to find somebody else, and it isn't. People are horrible. They beat each other, do all sorts of horrible things to each other. People harm each other. I just want to bring beauty into the world. Is that so hard? Brian Mulroney began to decline while idiots stood by and applauded as they sang "When Irish Eyes Are Smiling." Mulroney was the perfect partner for Reagan. Yeah, Mulroney. Man, that's pretty sad. Go to punk rock concerts, mate. I don't know. I need to go to punk rock. I was supposed to go on the 28th, but that didn't work out. I had tickets and everything, but it didn't happen, so I was going to go see a show. My friend's in a punk rock band called Bad Chile. I'd like to see him live. I think he's playing this weekend, actually. The best punk rock soundtrack is Repo Man. Okay. All right, I'll check it out. Love the Clash. All right, this is a call-in show. I'm trying to include people. I'm trying to make sure people call in. This is the Pick Your Battle show. You can go to morningsky.live/PYB to join the stream. morningsky.live/PYB. Pick your battles. If you can't pick one of the battles on the menu, you can bring your own battle. But really, it's a Hegelian dialectic. You dig? Third party is a wasted vote? Is that what you think? Do you think third party is a wasted vote, or do you think it's a good idea? I'd love to know what you think. When the threat is existential, fascism, climate collapse, civil rights rollback, conscience voting can be a luxury? ? Is it? I don't know. Is voting your conscience a luxury? I just don't know anymore. What do you think? The next one, empathy, strength or weakness. Man, everyone always says that empathy isn't, but empathy is sold as a moral virtue. But is it a bias engine that narrows our moral circle, or the only thing keeping us from treating each other like objects? Which is it? Because I think, Elon Musk said that it's the worst thing for it's the downfall of Western civilization. It's a horrible weakness. Is that what I'm supposed to believe? Look up John Joseph and the Cro-Mags. Great. Oh, I like Crass too. Have you seen Moby's punk rock documentary? Vegan punk rock movie, I think it's called. Punk rock vegan movie. I forget. It's a great movie. Vegan, because he said he went vegan because of all the punk rock music. And maybe I did too. I don't know. I remember the first person I ever heard of being vegan was Moby. The first time I ever heard of somebody being vegan, I think. And RZA. Moby and RZA. And I was like, that's ridiculous. Those people are crazy. That's ridiculous. That's extreme. That's so extreme. That's too extreme. It's so extreme not to kill anybody. It's so extreme not to hurt anybody. Super extreme. If only the Native Americans had less empathy, seems like kind of a downfall in that regard. Is it a weakness? Nobody has a crush on you? Come on the show and let me know. morningsky.live/PYB. I'd love to have a conversation with you about it. Did the American Indians or the Native Americans have too much empathy? I don't know. Clash of cultures. Was it the idea of communal property that was their undoing? Or was it their trust in the American government to actually live by their own contracts? I mean, after all, the American government wrote the contracts. How come they didn't live by them? How come Americans never lived by their own contracts? Sex Pistols miniseries, well acted. Oh, I'd love to see it. What platform is it on? I am going to be on. So you think it's their gullibility? You think their empathy is what made them gullible? Interesting. I'd love to talk with you about it. Come on the show, morningsky.live/PYB. The Sex Pistols miniseries. So I was looking for a name for my new show. I'm going to do a new show. It's going to start at 5 p.m. as soon as I get all the stuff that I need to do it. And it's going to be it'll be a game. It's a gaming show. It'll be gamer. I'm going to be playing a game called Crimson Desert. And in Crimson Desert, it's called Pywell or Pywell. And the name of my show is going to be called Anarchy in Pywell. And all the graphics are going to look like Sex Pistols. I'm really excited about that. Building it all out, making it look cool. I think it'll be right. Just vote third party or Democrat. Oh, why don't you come on and let me know what you think. Do you think isn't that a wasted vote? If I vote for a third party, isn't that a vote for Donald Trump? I don't know. People keep telling me that. They said if I don't vote for Kamala Harris, that means I'm voting for Donald Trump. I never got that. Even now, MAGA, if you say something about Donald Trump, they go, oh, so you love Kamala? Every time. This tribalism, this cultist shit. What do you think? Are we all in a cult? Are we all in the CIA? We might all be in the CIA. I can't tell. Refab, come on, join the show. morningsky.live/PYB. morningsky.live/PYB. Is the third party vote a waste? Is that a waste of a vote? Using a word nobody knows how to spell as a channel name is a bad idea, in my humble opinion. Well, I'm not going to use it as a channel name. It's the name of a show. What word are you talking about? I'm talking about Anarchy in Pywell. It's a show on the Skyjack Morgan verse. It's in the Skyjack Morgan universe. It's on the Skyjack Morgan channel. I'm not going to start another channel. Screw all that. I don't like this idea of starting a million channels. It's me. I'm going to do the shows. If you want to be along for the ride, let's go. I'm gonna try to serve my community in the best way I fucking can. I want to give as much as myself to this community as possible, and I hope that my community will support me and keep me going through this amazing adventure of YouTube. It's been a wild thing, but I have had so many crazy things happen because of this YouTube channel. I went on tour. I lived in a truck for a year. I've done so many insane things now. I've been arrested, all because of YouTube. Met all sorts of interesting people. I met people all over the country because of this channel. All over the world, really. I met people all over the world because of this channel. So I hope that I can keep doing it, making it bigger and better. I mean, after all, what does Ben Shapiro have that I don't have? A yarmulke? Called Pistol and look like Amazon and YouTube. Called Pistol and looks like Amazon and YouTube. What does that mean? No worries, mate. Don't know what that means. Rebel yell, yeehaw! Yeah, baby doll, let's do it. Have you considered auditioning for Love on the Spectrum? No. I think that reality TV is fascist entertainment. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Streaming. Yeah, stream it, baby. Do it. Andrew, do you have the courage to come on the show and talk to me? Come on, morningsky.live/PYB. Come on the show and talk to me. Come on down. Do it. I know I'm not as hot as Ari, the mermaid. Harvard law degree. Did he go to Harvard? Where did he really? That's so embarrassing that he's such an idiot. Where did Ben Shapiro go to college? Harvard. He went to Harvard. Oh, he went to UCLA. Graduated in 2004, and he graduated from Harvard in 2007. How embarrassing for UCLA and Harvard. This guy, that he went to UCLA. Oh, God. What did he graduate? Summa cum laude with political science, a degree in political science. He enrolled at age 16 and graduated in 2004 at age 20. He was one of those homeschool kids. No wonder he's such a weirdo, bro. I didn't know that about Ben Shapiro. Man, he definitely doesn't use that law degree. I don't know what he's doing. Harvard law degree. I went to UC Berkeley. I mean, that's kind of fancy. Does he get extra points because he went to Harvard? I did mostly graduate studies. I graduated with highest honors. You know, he only graduated summa cum laude. I got a much better GPA than he did. I did much better in school than he did. I got 4.0, baby doll. 4.0. Called Pistol. Sorry, haha, no need to put it up. That's all right. Called Pistol. I don't even know what that is. Streaming. Berkeley is mad fancy. It is. It's a fancy university. Yeah, me and Greg Gutfeld, we went to Berkeley. And it was great. It was an amazing place to go to school. Yes. And I am much taller, and my voice is lower than Ben Shapiro, and I have my dignity. And I've actually made women come. Ben Shapiro says that when the movie Wet Ass Pussy came out, he said he's never seen a wet pussy. That was Ben Shapiro. I'm not joking. Ben Shapiro said if a woman's pussy is wet, she's got a medical problem. So I feel like I've got a lot going when it comes to, I don't know, I feel like I'm much better off than Ben Shapiro. Just my feeling. He literally said that when he did. He's like, wet ass pussy, that's a horrible song. If you have a wet ass pussy, it means you have a medical condition. I've never seen a wet ass. I talked to my wife and she said that. He said this. I talked to my wife and she said, yes, sure, her pussy's never wet. What are you saying, Ben? Ben, why are you saying this about your wife? Don't talk about your wife's vagina on television or on the YouTube. Don't talk about anybody's vagina, like anybody's personal vagina. Don't talk about OPP. Yeah, you know me. Who's down with OPP? Every last homie. Every last homie's down with OPP, Ben Shapiro. But listen, bro, don't bring up like your wife's vagina. It ain't cool. Like, you want to talk about vagina, like in like the general sense, like, hey, vaginas are really wonderful. Like something like that I think would go. Like if he came out and said, I really enjoy vaginas and a wet ass pussy, well, I could deal with a dirty summer anthem song, but not Ben Shapiro. He gets up and he says, it's disgusting. What's this macaroni in a pot? Why does they say a macaroni in a... He didn't get the song at all. It just like went completely over his head. And the death knell when Ben Shapiro said that he's never seen a wet ass pussy and that his wife told him it's a medical condition. Oh, God. Like, I couldn't make that up. I would never be able to. Like, I think I'm pretty funny. I think I'm a pretty good writer. I have a history. I've got a lot of books and stories published. I'm a Pulitzer Prize nominated writer, And I don't think I would never have thought to make that up about Ben Shapiro or anybody. I would never make up that a grown-ass man would listen to the song Wet Ass Pussy and then get on the internet and tell us all that he can't please his wife by accident because he's never gotten her pussy wet. Jesus. Yeah. Ben Shapiro. So I figure if Ben Shapiro can get all of those subscribers and followers and make all that money, he's rich. I've met Ben Shapiro a long time. I'll tell you about the time I met Ben Shapiro. Are you ready? One time I'm working at this resort. I'm a general manager of this. It doesn't matter. I have the freedom to move around because I'm in management. And we have this huge, like, it's not Opus Dei, but it sort of is Opus Dei. It's like this big Catholic cult meeting. There's just, it's got a lot of people in the whole Catholic costumes and a bunch of people. It's a big convention about doing business with the church and whatever, all these things. And the keynote speaker at this Catholic convention, for some reason, is Ben Shapiro. So, he's going to have to eat and drink, so I'm going to have to interact with him a little bit. And I did. Like, he was perfectly fine. He's like, he's a little, just like he is on TV. But perfectly, he wasn't an asshole to, like, the staff or anything. He was just a normal guy. Kind of normal. Anyway, so then he's going to do his speech. He's going to do the keynote. And so I was like, well, I got to see this shit. So I ran because I thought he was a pretty good debater back then. This is probably 7-8 years ago. And he's on stage and it's more of like an interview than it is a speech. And so he's talking with them. They're asking him questions. And one of the questions the thing that really sticks out in my mind is that they asked him, why do you think people who are religious get a bad rap for being pedophiles? Something like that. I forget exactly how the question was, but something like, why do you think religious people get accused more of pedophilia than everybody else? And his answer was that religious people are persecuted, and even though pedophilia happens in every industry, that it happens maybe less in religion, but Catholics are persecuted because of the KKK. I don't know if he said KKK, but because of people hate people who are religious. And so when it happens to us in our industry, the religious work, then people blow it out of proportion as if pedophilia, it only happens at Catholic church or whatever. And he was there with a yarmulke. It was really weird that, because he's Jewish, what the hell's he doing there? But then he goes on about it, about how religious people have always been persecuted and always been called pedophiles, and it's not their fault, and it happens all the time in every industry, but it's not real. It's not true that it happens more in the church or in religion, which is bullshit, right? Because we send our children to church. Like that's the problem. That's the biggest problem right there. We send our children to people who are intentionally depriving them of sexuality, depriving themselves of sexuality. We send our children to them, and we put them in their care. That's the first step that makes it different from every other industry. That's the first one. It's not like it's in every industry. So that's it. Why am I losing followers, Skycheck? I'm not losing followers, Joed. I'm gaining followers. What do you mean? I'm gaining followers. Why would you say that? I got lots of. I'm going up. I'm going up. I'm going up. Yeah, I'm going up. What do you mean? I'm not losing followers. I'm going up. Anyway, I am slowly growing. Very slowly, but hey, you want slow organic growth, don't you? Right, Twisted Hippie? That's right. I'm slowly growing. It's a slow growth. Not everyone could be Ben Shapiro. But anyway, like, it isn't that, first of all, there's two things happening. One, we send our children to religious leaders to teach them things, but the religious leaders themselves are depriving themselves of their sexual identity. And then we hold religious leaders to a ridiculous standard in our society. Even now, like, it seems like such a betrayal when they do something wrong. So of course we blow it out of proportion when a priest diddles a kid. Of course. It's far worse because we trusted you. You were the fox in the hen house. We thought you were guarding the chickens, but you weren't. Like, and Ben Shapiro, like, this victim mentality of Ben Shapiro, like, they're always, religious people, we never get a fair break. What are you talking about? You run the world, you religious nut jobs. You've always run the world. Look, go into a church and see all the gold and shit and the giant structures and all this stuff, and tell me they don't have own the world. Oh my gosh, I got a caller. We have a caller. Are you ready? Are you ready? Pick your battles. Hello. How are you?
What's up, Sky?
I'm doing great, Parallelist. What's the deal and how you feeling?
Just heading home from work, so I'm driving if you need to drop me, if you don't want to talk to people in their car.
I love talking to people in their cars. I feel like that's the American way. How else are you ever supposed to talk to anybody?
Exactly.
This is it,
so,
man.
Speaking of Catholics, I wanted to bring my own battle.
Yes,
and I wanted to pick your mind a little bit on this theory you have of JD Vance being president for 10 years.
Yes. Let's do it.
Because I think you're absolutely crazy for thinking that.
You think I'm crazy? Okay.
Well, look, I'll give you like 2 years or whatever. Trump's probably going to die soon. But yeah. I feel like, and I'm pretty sure you said that, like, he's not going to win a legitimate election. It'll be rigged. But I feel like even if it's rigged, it's going to be so obvious that people are going to be in the streets it's going to be J6 round 2, but this time blue.
You think so? J6 round 2. This time it's blue.
Yeah.
I like the rhyming. I think you're wrong. Let me tell you why. Here we go. The fix
Lay
is
it on
already
me.
in. The fix is already in. It's for everybody who doesn't know what we're
I
talking
get that.
about. For everyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, here's the theory. Donald Trump goes away before December 31st, 2026. Like, he's out. For whatever reason. He's sick, he's homeless, whatever. He's dead. I don't know. He's gone. Then JD Vance has to take over, right? He gets the last 2 years of Trump's presidency. And then the fix is in for 2028. He gets to skate in for a 4-year term. That's 6 years in the books, right? 6 years in the can. And then he just needs to win one more, and he'll be our first 10-year president since FDR. And you're telling me I'm supposed to believe that the
I'm not telling you about
Democrats-
anything.
No, I want to make sure I understand your position.
Yeah.
And with all due respect, you expect me to believe that the Democrats are gonna pull their collective heads out of their asses and take to the street with what, armed protests? What are they gonna be doing? What do you think's gonna happen if my scenario comes true?
Was mostly a joke. What I think is actually going to happen is, like JD will be president for 2 years. Trump's gone. And whatever, maybe they already have it in the works that it's going to be super easy for JD to rig an election. But JD isn't Trump. If he tries to push any legislation that is going to allow him to rig an election, no one's going to let it fly. Like, I just feel like Trump can do so much and say so much that no one else would get away with.
Okay, that's a good point that JD Vance is not Donald Trump. But let me, he doesn't have the sway over Congress and all these others like
he doesn't have the charisma or the sway, anything.
Yeah. He's got nothing. He doesn't have the fame. A lot of people, believe it or not, still don't know who JD Vance is. It's a weird phenomenon. People know who Trump is. They don't even know who Vance is. So the vice president, he, in some ways, though, is worse than Donald Trump. And hear me out. He's best friends with his mentor, Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel is the guy who runs Palantir. He's the one. All those tech bros and crypto douches, all those guys, those are JD Vance's people. And those are the guys that are really in charge these days. So JD Vance doesn't need the Riz. He's got the code. He's got the info. He's got all of it's almost like, who didn't have any Riz? Joseph Stalin had zero Riz. But once he killed Vladimir Lenin and a couple other people, he was in charge and no one was going to do fuck all about it. And people hated him. He was considered, Joseph Stalin was considered the dumb guy that they kind of kept around for a long time until after the revolution, and then he killed everybody and he rose to power. Because he had certain friends that were really powerful, and the ones that weren't powerful he killed. I
totally get where you're coming from. And Palantir with all the surveillance and data they have on all of us, I'm sure it wouldn't be too hard for them to do all this. But I don't know. I feel like the population is growing more and more resistance to AI and these fucking tech bro douchebags that I don't know if it would be cunning enough for them to pull the wool over our eyes and just everyone go along with it.
Well, by 2028...
I totally get what you're saying with that, and now I'm going back to the J6 Electric Boogaloo round 2.
Okay.
I don't know if there would be enough Democrats, but...
Hold on. Yeah. Stay with me for a second. Okay, so you agree at least that what JD Vance lacks in Riz and all the rest, all the stuff that Donald Trump has that he doesn't, he makes up for in funding. He's friends with the soon-to-be first trillionaire. He's friends with Palantir. Yeah. He can make up for a lot of those shortcomings just because of his connections and who he knows and who want him there. So, I think he could do it. He could pull it off. But you're saying that someone's gonna what? We're gonna protest. What are we gonna do about it? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like, it's not like J6 worked and Trump got a second term or anything. So I mean, I don't think it would necessarily do anything. But then on the other hand too, like let's say he rigs 2 elections in a row, then what? Is he just gonna try to do something to keep himself in power for life?
Well, that's a good question. Like my crystal ball doesn't get me past 10 years, to be honest. I'm thinking after 10 years, maybe the Constitution might kick. Maybe people will still have enough.
Oh, then the Constitution is going to matter.
Well, Constitution says only 2 terms, right? And so if we're still pretending in 10 years, if we're still pretending to be a constitutional democracy, then it might actually still hold up. Like we might actually, because look at Donald Trump. He is doing like some pretty horrible, crazy shit, but the Constitution is sort of still working. It's working slowly, but it's sort of still doing its thing. And it's not gone yet, and it might not be gone in 10 years. And the 2-term thing, there it is. I feel like it might, it might hold up in 10 years. Maybe not. I could be completely wrong. Maybe we were completely, in a Christo-fascist dictatorship at that point. But
well, I hope you are wrong.
well,
for the sake of the country.
Okay, so
but so what do you think? Yeah, okay, go ahead.
I was gonna. Well, no, I'll answer. You ask. You ask first.
I was just gonna ask, what do you think about this whole like 25th Amendment being thrown around? Because I've heard stuff that people like Peter Thiel, these tech oligarchs, maybe other industry titans, whatever, are going to JD and pushing this on him to go through with the 25th Amendment. But then they don't even want him to be the next president. They would rather someone like Marco Rubio or something. And like I've talked to people in MAGA, and they don't think JD is the next guy. They don't even know that. They're like, oh, it might be Don Jr. or some shit. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I think JD is so unliked that maybe there might even be some MAGAs in the J6 too.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so no matter what, 25th Amendment means JD Vance. That's 100%.
Yeah,
JD Vance becomes president. And then it requires Rubio, Hegseth, a couple other cabinet members. It's 50% of the cabinet has to say he's crazy and we need him out. So
yeah, I think it's a long shot, but the fact that people are pressuring or pushing it, suggesting it to JD
because they're hoping for a quick fix, but this is America. Yeah. There is no quick fix. The quick fix in America is a bullet, and no one has the balls. So the only real fix is impeachment, and that takes time. We could have articles impeachment in a week, and then it'll take 6 months to do everything. And that by that point, we'll be so close to an election, they'll drag their feet and say, let's see,
that's what I was thinking. Like, these people, they want JD to do it now so that he's in power for like a couple months.
Yeah.
And then they can put in Rubio or whoever else they want.
Plus, if they can get rid of him with the 25th Amendment, they can, JD can pardon him, which would be really a smart move, right? Like that would be the smartest move for them. And here's what I think is actually going to happen.
The smartest move would be to convince Trump of this. Like, just let us do this and we'll pardon you, bro.
Well, I don't think they'll do the 25th. He'll resign. I don't think they'll talk about it a lot, and then he'll resign, and then he'll get pardoned immediately, so that we can't prosecute him for his crimes. And then JD Vance skates into 2028 as the elected official, and then we'll have JD Vance for 10 years. I don't know why you think that's crazy, because that's how you started. You said you think I'm crazy for thinking that we're going to have JD Vance for 10 years, but everything you're saying
it's just because he's such an unlikable couch fucker. Like, I just can't see him as president. I don't want to.
Nobody saw Donald Trump as president either. I mean, we have a child molesting
I feel like his first term, a lot of people saw him as president.
Oh, I don't know, man. It was shuffling across that stage. Never had an elected office. Like, never served.
That's why people liked him, though. He's an outsider. He's going to shake things up, drain the swamp, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. You're absolutely right. And I don't think anyone saw him because he made jokes. I could be presidential. I could
Yeah.
talk like this. I could do this. But he never does. He never talks like a president. And so we had him for 4 years. He never acted presidential. And then we did it for again another 4 years. So I mean, we keep on shooting ourselves in the foot. And it sounds like you think that America is going to what? Take the bullet away, take the gun, stop pointing it at ourselves, and start pointing it someplace else. That's not the American
I'm probably
way. We're
just
suicidal.
it's probably just more of me wishful thinking of what would happen, because I don't know, I'm like refusing to believe that JD Vance is going to be president for that long. So it's probably just cope, but
It sounds like cope. It sounds a lot like
something
cope.
to talk about.
But the thing is, that's what this is my biggest problem right now is that everybody thinks or says out loud at least that someone's going to come and save us. The Democrats are going to come and save us. If you vote Democrat, everything's going to work out. If things get really bad, American with the 2A, we're all going to go crazy with our 2A and make it work out. But
And look, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Dems are going to save us or anything. I'm just saying, like, I feel like there would be mass protests, riots in the streets. Not that that's going to solve or change anything, but JD being president, hell no.
do you think people would I think people would say give him a chance. Even Bernie, when Donald Trump was
Yeah, enough
elected,
people probably would.
when Donald Trump was elected the second time, Bernie gets on TV. He's like, "I'll work with anybody. We can always work." Blah, blah, blah. Like these guys,
Yeah.
that's what they always do. They all have like amnesia, and then now it's a year and a half later, and we're stuck with Donald Trump, and we're at fucking the precipice of World War III. Like, bro, we are seriously looking at in 3 hours, less than 3 hours, something.
The end of a civilization
Yeah,
as we know it.
Yeah, an entire civilization will die, is what he said. And we're okay with
Jesus.
this. And no one's in the streets. It's pretty quiet out there.
Yeah,
No,
there's some protests for the war and stuff, but yeah, I mean, it's not going to do anything.
No one's actually doing anything. You don't hear like you heard Senator Mark Warner was on the news today, and he's like, I think they're gonna fix the election. Yeah, no shit, asshole. Where the fuck you been? All these Democrats are just like asleep at the wheel. I'm the only one. I say this shit. I've been saying this shit for over a year, and these guys are like, oh, I think you might be onto something. Great.
Hey, let me pivot real quick, and then I'm probably going to have to get off here in a little bit. But
yeah, for sure.
do you think America would have been better off if Trump would have just gotten his second term and we wouldn't have to be dealing with him right now?
That's such an interesting scenario. I'll tell you why I think no. I think because COVID was so fucked up. Like, we were going to go into a Great Depression, and
I mean, we might now.
we might still, but man, it was getting so bad. People were already in the streets. You had the Summer of Love. You had all this stuff happening with BLM, months of protests, and people were. I don't know if you remember. People were acting fucking bonkers during COVID. People were doing crazy shit, and all of a sudden,
on both ways.
yeah. Everyone was going crazy, but then Biden and bipartisanship became a thing for a hot sec. Do you remember, like, parties started talking to each other again? Democrats and Republicans were working together to get a inflation reduction bill, a border bill, all these. They were actually working on stuff, an infrastructure bill that actually. So they passed the infrastructure bill and the Inflation Reduction Act, and it worked ish, and it kept us from going into a Great Depression. So, like, I'm glad I'm not living in the Dust Bowl right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would have. It could have. We might not have ever recovered if Donald Trump stayed president through COVID.
And like, I don't really have like strong opinions one way or the other. My only thing is like, I wonder if he would have kept like Pence and the other cabinet members that supposedly kind of kept him in check a little bit, and he wouldn't be as fucking whacked out as he is now, bombing schools of girls and shit.
I guess that's one way of looking at it, that maybe he would have had a tighter leash around himself or something, but he had already fired like some of the major ones.
Yeah.
And he was already talking about closing passport offices, closing post offices, closing libraries. Like, he was talking about crazy shit in 2020. People forget how the really insane fascist shit Donald Trump was saying in 2020. And if he had, we might not have passports right now, because he was serious. shutting
Yeah.
all of the passport offices and all the post offices. Like, what if that was the case right now? How much farther along would we be in the throes of like fascist dictatorship?
And then
So
I also wonder, like, would he not be doing all this stuff to rig elections and stay in power? Would he be fine with just like, I'm a two-term president. I won the prize, whatever,
yeah,
and
I don't
like
think
I can
so.
sell off into the sunset now. I just feel like now he's like so butthurt and feels like he's owed something because the election was quote unquote rigged, that now he has to like take his anger and frustration out on all of us.
That's a good point. But imagine right now his approval rating is at 33%. It would be even lower if he had held on during COVID and led us to a Great Depression. Like, imagine where he
Hopefully, it
would
would
be.
be.
Of course he would. I mean, we would like imagine the worst. No more post offices. No more, no more rural mail delivery. I mean, just basic shit like that.
But can he get rid of that stuff like with an executive order, or is he going to have to go through Congress, a long process, and it wouldn't have passed?
It wouldn't have
Like,
mattered because what he's done so far, he rules by decree. He
yeah.
begs, and then he begs the judicial branch to stop him. Congress didn't stop him. Congress is bent over. So, I mean,
But
it's
maybe he
not.
would have had some cabinet members who were like, no,
Yeah, maybe.
actually try to do this through Congress, you fucking moron.
Maybe that would have happened, but a lot of those guys had already departed. And
Yeah, yeah.
so, like, I know it's kind of dreamy to think, like, but think about where he is today. He's only been back in office for 15 months or something. And 15 months, he's already shat the bed
Yeah.
so royally that our
And he would be
doll.
less demented back a few years ago.
Oh yeah,
Slightly.
maybe he would have been more competent, and that's something. But look how he shot the bed in just 15 months. Think about what he would have done in 4 years during COVID, during the chaos of COVID. Like, that was
Yeah,
a
that's
power
true.
grab. Especially when it was so easy to suppress dissent, it was so easy to kill people in the street. Like, he was already talking about telling the military to kill protesters or shoot them in the legs.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
like, he was ordering already to kill protesters, and now we're surprised that protesters are getting killed. So where would we be? I think he'd still be president, man. I think it'd be 2026. He'd still be in office. Like you said, like, he's just gonna give up? He's never given
Well,
up.
I was thinking maybe he would feel like he won, like he got the job done. It's over now. He doesn't have to worry about it anymore. Because I don't know if he's lying when he's like, I could be on a beach somewhere drinking martini. Like,
They all
go
say
do
that.
that.
That's what every power hungry workaholic says, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's what Elon Musk says when he's like,
Calling Donald Trump a workaholic is a stretch.
he isn't a workaholic, but he's a psychopathic. He's an addict. He's an addict, just like his brother
Yeah.
was. His brother was addicted to
Egomaniacal
alcohol,
maniac.
and right. He's addicted to feeding his ego and power. I don't even think he likes money. I saw this thing. Look at, like, you go to you see all the video of Jeffrey Epstein's island and shit. It all looks like shit. These people have no class. They have no taste. One of my favorite things about watching the Melania movie is how hideous everything looks. Everything looks like a fucking prison made by gauche old people who think that fancy chandeliers and gold leaf are the coolest thing ever. Like, these guys have no taste, nothing,
Yeah.
and they've got all the
And
money in the world.
like you said, I don't think he really cares about money either. Because I remember hearing a quote that he was like walking down the street with Ivanka like a long time ago. She was really young. And he like pointed to a homeless guy. And he's like, you see him, honey? He has more money than I do,
Yeah.
because he was so far in debt at that
Yeah,
time.
he's
And he was just like joking about it. Like, he
He's
doesn't
$3
care.
billion richer than me. Yeah, I've heard that story. Yeah, because he was in debt because he declared bankruptcy and he never had to pay
Yeah.
that money. That piece of shit. And then and then because of the coup in January 6th, and no bank would give him money again. He started in crypto, so now he's a crypto pirate. And it's like,
Yeah.
this guy he's always had a silver spoon in his mouth. He's always been robbing people. He's always been a con man.
Swindled my buddy out of $500.
Yeah. Why did he buy Melania coin?
No, Trump coin.
He bought the Trump coin. Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah.
At least Melania
Still-
coin. Melania coin.
Still
you
would
get
rather vote for him than a Democrat too.
Jesus Christ. That's the scariest thing, right? $500 worth of Trump coin. Did he get to go to the party? You know, like, maybe he'll get an invite to the ballroom. It's just ridiculous. Trump coin and Melania coin. I think Melania coin at least came with a free copy of that naked picture of her.
Hey, great talking to you. I got to go.
Likewise. Talk to you later. Thank you very much for calling
All
in
right.
to Pick Your Battles. Thank you. Oh, we have another caller. Farrell Wittgenstein is in the house. Here we go. Farrell Wittgenstein, you're on the air on Pick Your Battles. How the heck are you?
I'm well, my friend. Can you hear me?
I can, loud and clear. What's the deal and how you feeling?
Well, I'm going to bring us back from the high gossip and complete fantasy that you guys were just talking about with all this political bullshit, which is just gaslit to enrage you.
It's not bullshit if the bombs start dropping at 5 p.m.
No, but yeah, sure. But the story about the bomb is nonsense. The bomb itself is not nonsense.
Right. Yes. Okay,
yeah,
I'm with you.
And you guys are just talking about these stories that are pure fantasy put through like 4 layers of a corporation that quote unquote delivers news, and you think you're informed.
Okay.
Anyway, I want to bring that said, and you can respond to that if you want. I didn't mean to.
No, I love starting off the conversation with feeling insulted. Let's go. I'm gonna let it water off the duck's back.
Yeah, you build anti-rapport. That's how you have a conversation.
That's always the best way to start a dialectic is building anti-rapport.
No,
cool.
It just enrages me because so many people, the best of people, my friends, you, others, talk about this stuff like it's reality, and it's reality TV. I mean, it's gossip.
But at least it's participatory. It's not just watching sports. It's not just watching the Vikings versus the Broncos. At least I can actually...
A witch burning is participatory.
Not unless you're the hangman or the jury that convicts her. Like,
yeah,
this isn't...
watching.
No, I'm not. It's not just spectator, right? I'm actually involved. I have, and anyone who votes is involved. Like, you actually have.
You're involved in propagating and expanding fairy tales about current events, about things that are happening that have again been put through AP Reuters. They've been put through 100 eyes who've seen these headlines before you talk about them.
Well, a lot of what I was talking about was conjecture and kind of fantasy. I'm with you on that. But when it comes to like AP and Reuters and all that, a lot of what I do is try to see through a lot of the bullshit and also try to, preach media literacy. I try to help people.
You're talking about like, the Trump, they have no taste and whatnot. They look
they really don't.
Yeah,
have you seen the Melania movie?
It's made that way. Do you understand? It's made to be cheap. It's made to be, it's like a reality TV show. They want it to give a certain impression. And that impression is what you're talking about, like it's the real thing.
I don't know, man. You think that if you had enough money for anything, you'd get some better interior design, right?
No, but it's a figurehead. He's meant to be the worst of everything. Like, and so it's meant
but it's not just him. It's not just him. It's all those guys that are addicted to money and power. I think it's more power than money. The guys who are addicted to money usually have no, they suck too. They usually have a fancy car or something, but they usually have such ugly everything. Every place they're in is hideous. They have no interesting art on the wall. It's all just disgusting or shitty facsimiles. Do you remember like Bill Gates when he was richest man in the world? People went to his house and they're like, he's got these screens on his walls that you can have any picture you want. Yeah,
he's got like a clapper light, and everybody's amazed.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. At least like. Some of the guys like in the casino business, I met Steve Wynn and stuff like that. Some of those guys, they love art. They don't even know and a lot of them can articulate why they like what they like, but they know that art is cool for some reason and they like it. It's almost better. Some of these guys that got rich playing poker or something, a lot of those guys still have some fucking taste, but these dudes that we look at in the media, like the ones who actually have power are wielding it over us, they have no taste at all, and it's disgusting to me because.
I don't think we know the names of the people in power. Like, and I don't think, I think that you're talking about, that you're doing exactly what Trump is meant to do, which is to take all these blows, take all this attack.
Yeah, he's a lightning rod. Yeah.
All the attention, right?
Yeah, I guess I used to think of Dick Cheney like that, right? Like he's just this lightning rod of hate that you're all supposed to throw rotten tomatoes at, but really... He's not even, you know what I mean? I get you. I get what you're saying. There is this Illuminati style shit going on, but at the end of the day, this is what we got. I don't know those guys. I do think that someone like Donald Trump is in the position he's in because of his addiction to power. And you're right, maybe he's not the most powerful person in the world and shit, but you'd think that if you're going to sell your soul and you're going to fucking sell everything that makes you valuable as a human being in pursuit of money and power, you'd at least have a decent interior designer to make yourself surrounded by beauty instead of hideous, disgusting shit. But
again, I challenge you that was made to look tinselly, just to enrage you.
I don't know. I've been to Mar-a-Lago. It's hideous. You go to Trump Tower. I've been there in New York. It's hideous. I mean,
no, I'm not defending Trump's taste.
I've been to Trump Tower in Las Vegas. It's hideous. And so I don't know. I don't think it's just made for my benefit so that I hate him more. It's just that he has no fucking taste. And he blamed it. I think he knows because he blamed Ivana for the interior design of Mar-a-Lago. It's hideous with the little. It's so gross. It looks like my grandma's. Double wide trailer. It's so bad. My grandma died in a trailer park in Vegas, and it looked like Trump Tower, all fake gold and fucking fake chandeliers and shit. But yeah. So it says it's real gold. Yeah, and then if it's and then he's always it's real gold. It can't be fake gold, dude. Come on, it's spray paint gold. Go to hell. All right, but Fred.
Yeah.
No, Farrell. Sorry, I was going Friedrich Wittgenstein. Isn't it Friedrich Wittgenstein? Is it Fred? It's Fred, right? Anyway, Herr Wittgenstein.
No, it is not Fred.
What is Wittgenstein's first name?
Connection area right now. So Ludwig.
Ludwig, yes, Ludwig Wittgenstein. Yeah. I was thinking Friedrich Nietzsche.
Yes.
All right. Well, Luddy, baby, tell me.
Can you hear me? I'm in a bad connection area again. Am I like roboting?
I'll let you know when I can understand you.
When you cannot or can?
Cannot. Sorry. I will let you know when I cannot understand you.
Okay. Right. Good. Yeah. So, okay. So that all aside, I wanted to get into a point on your list.
Yes.
And the
Let's
list.
Do it.
I guess I do sound like a Fred. I could see that. But, right.
You kind of do sound like a Fred. I don't know. Give me a Wilma. Just say Wilma.
Wilma.
Yeah, you sound exactly like a Fred.
Well, I did lean into it, but fair enough.
Bam, bam.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're old, Skyjack. But
Yes,
right. Moving on. Hanna-Barbera, dear Lord. But right. So on the list, I have something as a vegan since 2008, as all vegans have to, say that, of course. But,
yes, that's one of our ticks. You got to say
I do have
since.
an issue with the. Yes, and here I did, but right. So my issue, I think there is a problem with saying animals have personhood.
Oh, why?
Yeah. Because, okay, I'll get into it. So I think that there are levels of sentience, and I don't think that a person is perhaps the highest level of sentience, and I think that the animals, they need to be considered as lower levels of sentience.
Wait, stop.
And I'm not. And
wait.
I consider them little brothers. Yeah.
What you have to when you're making a claim like that, you got to tell me what you mean by sentience here.
Good point. Well, let me before I do that, let me explain the issue I have with considering animals people. Because if you do, and to also draw a line between dog and insect and microorganism and zygote, right? We have to, all these things are quote unquote living, wriggling, defensible living things.
Yeah.
So if we consider animals people, why don't we consider the mosquito a person? Why don't we consider the microorganism a person?
Yeah. I think with microorganisms, it's a little more difficult because we'll end up getting bogged down in like what is a micro? How does a microorganism when I view them through the microscope, they seem to be carrying around, just carrying out their business. So I don't know that I can make an argument about microorganisms, right? I wash my hands. Do I have the right to wash my hands? Like we get into like Jane, like and so I guess you're saying that it sounds to me like you're saying that there's a line somewhere. And where do we call something where do we call someone an animal at all? So is a microorganism an animal? That is something I guess we'd have to answer first. But I think we could stop at mosquito for the purposes of this conversation, couldn't we? Couldn't we just stop at mosquito so that we can both be on the same page?
Yeah.
Okay.
Easier. Yeah.
Okay. So tell me why you don't think mosquitoes should have personhood.
Let's do it the other way. Tell me why a mosquito is a person.
Ooh. Why is mosquito person? They seem to be risk takers. They seem to balance. They seem to be balanced. They do. They seem to like balance chance and risk in a way that makes me think that they're doing a lot more than just response to stimulus. I don't think that it's just, there's a warm body and the mosquito comes direct. They're sneaky. They're interesting creatures in a way. They're very, and they come in large numbers sometimes, and they're very, and they measure kind of the risk versus reward, and I see that with clams and other animals that people question whether or not they're animals. Like clams, they've done all these tests about which ones will smell a predator and still open their mouths for food, and some won't. And it seems like they are having some kind of cognitive process that I can relate to, and I call that personhood. I think that personhood means that they have some rights. Now, when we say personhood too, we don't say that they have all the rights as a human being, because they can't use all the rights as a human being. So it doesn't matter. We could give them all the rights of a human being. It won't matter because mosquitoes can't use them. We could give them a right to a fair trial. It wouldn't matter because mosquitoes can't ask for a right to a fair trial. So
okay, but I mean, I get that, and that's a good answer. So it has some action that you can recognize as cognizing or something.
Yeah.
But so why aren't there activists out there stopping mosquito abatement groups that work for local governments that spray to avoid mosquitoes, right?
Yeah.
Like why it seems like vegans themselves implicitly, unspokenly, apply some sort of sentience hierarchy because they try and rescue beagles, they try and rescue chickens, but they don't try and rescue insects. They don't give a damn about mosquitoes. So even if so that's what I'm trying to suss out here.
People do. People do.
Right.
There clearly aren't as many, but there are people who I have a friend who is involved in banning bug farms. He's a lawyer that works to protect insects from being exploited in factory farms, most of which, by the way, are being farmed in order to feed cows, chickens, and pigs, black soldier flies. But he's very interested in insect sentience and their intelligence and all sorts of things that we could get into. He's really an interesting person. And there's a lot of people.
Have him on.
Oh, he's been on the show. He's been on the Sunday show a bunch of times. I'll have him on.
Okay.
I'll reach out to him. Plus, he'd be interesting. He's Iranian by birth, and he'd be a great person to have on for everything that's going on here. Anyway, I'll reach out to him. He's a gun nut like me too, so I know him pretty well. We've gone shooting a couple times. But
sounds like a great guy.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I think you'll like him. His name's Andre. So, in the meantime, okay, so there are people who are fighting in the ways that they can for insect rights. And a lot of times we talk about insect rights, we're talking about them kind of in the abstract and not in the individual. So we're talking about saving, for example, the screwworm. Right now, it is looking like humanity will intentionally extirpate and make the screwworm, the New World screwworm, extinct.
Yeah.
And they're doing it mostly because of how it affects cows, and the way it affects cows is devastating to the industry, but also it's really and it's really horrific. Like, it's really disgusting how screwworms kill livestock. Like,
are they like a native species of worm, or do they only come about from animal agriculture?
They're a fly, and their larvae is a flesh eating. They can. It's a small fly that can lay up to 400 eggs in the tiniest cut, like the tick bite sized cut. If a tick bites a cow, and they're also attracted to mucous membranes and eyes, and we have gotten rid of them before, but they're back. It took 50 years. Now the screwworm is back, and because of American,
how did we get rid of them, quote unquote?
Oh, it's such a cool process, but it's crazy. All right, so the way they did it, what they found out was in the North American screwworm was, I always say North American. It's the New World screwworm, the screwworm. It was devastating livestock all over America, and it's really gruesome the way animals die when it happens. So it's like it's really horrific. So anyway, and because of human proximity to these animals, human beings also are affected by the screwworm, and it's like end of the world style. When they die of screwworm and a human being dies like that, it is fucking excruciating. So what they did, they studied how their mating cycle works, and they figured out that if they expose a the fly, to a burst of radiation at just the right age, and we're talking like within the hour, that you can fry their testicles. Basically, they've got testes. They don't have. Yeah, they don't have testicles. They got testes inside their insects, right? And so it fries them.
By your rule, they're doing this to people.
Well, by my rule, I think that they are it's interesting. I think that they have personhood, and it's hard for me to recognize the individual, because here's what's happening. They're breeding screwworms, screwworm flies, and then they're exposing them to radiation, and then they collect millions of these flies, and they put them in airplanes, and then they drop those flies off, and those flies mate with the female population, but they're sterile. And so the females never have babies. And for those reasons, the screwworm was pretty much eradicated. Like, there were some left out there. They stopped at Panama. They basically went from like all of America down to Panama, and they stopped. And so you still had screwworms. But now, because of climate change and various problems with our foreign policy, we have not kept that program up. And now we have screwworm.
Hold on. Again, I'm sorry. You keep saying eradicated. Why aren't you saying a Holocaust happened?
Yeah, I mean, I could. I'm not trying to use like, charged terms.
It shows. Oh, I am. It shows that it shows the kind of silliness of giving personhood to such a creature, like all those, and you're decrying that it didn't work, like the Holocaust wasn't fully complete.
No, I'm not decrying that. I don't think we should have done it in the first place, because we wouldn't have needed it if we weren't having a Holocaust every day on the cows. You want to talk about Holocaust? The whole reason we got to kill the screwworm is because we're keeping tens of millions, billions of cows, chickens, and pigs.
I agree.
So the only reason we got screwworm problems is the same reason we got mosquito problems. It's because we keep livestock. Like, people like, why are mosquitoes killing all these people? Because we basically put out a buffet when we bring all these animals into the world, and then we hang around those animals so that we can exploit them and make money off of them. And then the mosquitoes bite the cows, they bite us, and then we have diseases. And it's not just that. It's Ebola. Most diseases that are affecting us are zoonotic, and it's because of our livestock keeping, because of animal husbandry. So you're right. It's a Holocaust caused by another Holocaust. The only reason we had to do all this crazy shit, like eradicating the testes of the screwworm fly, and they had to come up with it. It was a hard process to figure out how to do this shit. It's kind of genius. But the whole reason they're doing it is so that we could go on continuous growth of this capitalist bullshit of have you ever been to like the stockyards? It's unbelievable. And we're putting all these. it's remarkable how large the stockyards are, how large these these feedlots are, these CAFOs. And of course there's mosquitoes.
What's remarkable is the calories that you have to put in and the calories you get out of a cow. It's like intensely one-sided.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's just like laws of thermodynamics and shit and like conservation of energy and right? Like we all know that, but like people don't even know that we are capturing screw worms and frying their testicles with radiation so that we could continue this laborious process of turning animals into food. It's disgusting. And you're right. I think it's an injustice to even be studying making the screw worm extinct. This humble screw worm who's just doing what the screw worm evolved to do. And we're saying, no, that animal has no use on planet Earth anymore. We want to kill, not just kill them down to Panama, but wipe them from the face of the earth forever.
Yes, right.
So yeah, it's a Holocaust. It's a fucking genocide.
But okay, so right. So that you're following your own rule there to say that, if they are persons. But I really think that it would hurt a vegan movement that wants to get more people on board if you say to the person who's considering veganism, by the way, a screwworm is a person, or a mosquito is a person.
Well, I'm not interested in the vegan movement in that way. If the vegan movement's so fragile that me talking about personhood and animals is going to destroy it, then it's
generalize it. I mean, if all the vegan activists are out there on the street saying, mosquitoes are people and they deserve protection. Yeah. I mean, it goes into clown world pretty quick.
That is I can get behind what you're saying, but that's not the claim of veganism. Veganism is the position that animals should not be enslaved by humanity. I mean, Leslie Cross,
obviously.
But that's it. Like, it's not really the fact that we're killing.
Yeah, God damn it, Skyjack! Can you read to me the fucking thing we're talking about?
Read the fucking thing. Which thing?
What battle are we talking about here?
We're talking about are animals someone or something?
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to talk about. I'm trying to say.
But you're saying it by me saying that it hurts the vegan movement. But I'm not even talking about the vegan movement. I'm not saying all.
Fair enough. So, but let's move to a different point then. The other point would be that if they are someone, like if the mosquito is a person by your rule, are you telling me you wouldn't, if you saw a 8-year-old disabled child on the highway and there was 15 mosquitoes in a bag next to them, you would go for the 15 mosquitoes instead of trying to save the human?
That reveals nothing more than my bias for humanity over mosquitoes. I'm more than willing to say, when it comes to all the tribes of Earth, all of the species on Earth, I'll probably save the human over a pig, a cow, a chicken. It doesn't matter. Like, I am biased towards humans because I'm a human.
Good,
so
good.
You reveal my bias, but that doesn't negate the personhood of the mosquito.
I don't think I'm revealing your bias. I think we're sussing out the subconscious analysis that we all do with differing levels of creatures. Like, we all put the human first because that's our kind, and I think that is the highest level of sentience, at least that we know about.
You still haven't told us. You still haven't said what you think sentience is. If we're
let's use your definition. You said it nicely. Something that can, a creature that can cognize in a similar way that we do.
Ooh, I don't know that. I think that sentience might be just the capacity to suffer, and so that means it's either on or off. But I guess, like, if you want to say that we have a cognitive ability that's greater than others, that's fine. But then we're still going to have to, if that's the spectrum, right, and you become less of a human, you become less person, the dumber you get.
No, see, I know this. I mean, it's like so you're saying a person who's mentally handicapped is like subhuman?
That's where the logic goes. That's where the logic goes, yeah.
I get that. No, I'm not saying, I guess if we stuck with that strict definition of, cognizes like me, it would go that way. Yeah. But I mean, I would just say the capacity to cognize as we do, not necessarily the having of it.
Yeah, the capacity is interesting. I think that's another. You paint yourself in another corner there, because that is the defense of slavery, of course. Some people are born more like animals than human, and therefore it is acceptable to treat them as things instead of individuals. And we find out that actually, just education and nutrition is are the most important components for a high IQ and cognitive abilities for a human being. But that's not how we look at the world, right? We see, hey, these people are enslaved. They've always been enslaved. Then we can just keep treating them like slaves and objects because they're not as human as I am. All men are created equal, but some are more created. Some are more equal than others.
No, that's good. That's a good point. Well, it's a good question. I mean, what is so your definition of sentience is the capacity to feel pain? Was it?
Yeah, I think that my definition would be of sentience at the I really don't even like using the word sentience. I usually think that if you want to be in my moral consideration as a person, I would say you have the capacity to suffer. And I would say, and just to put it back on a spectrum, can a human being, because Schopenhauer wrote about this, right? A human being has the soundboard of language, has the soundboard of reflection, and because of that, our suffering can be amplified to a greater decibel, if you will, than a lower life form or simpler life form, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And Schopenhauer, I think he makes a good argument there, but at the end of the day, if it's I consider you a person if you can suffer, and therefore I take into account if a cow can feel pain the same level as I do, and some people think even worse, like animals with smaller nervous systems might feel pain to a greater degree, like rats and rabbits and even insects. Their nervous systems are so short they might feel pain more intensely than I do. But if their pain is equal to mine, then I have to consider their pain a sin.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. But I guess there is. But so if that blanket covers all animals, including mosquitoes,
yeah,
what unique trait makes people different from sentient then?
Our greed.
Well, I think it's symbolic language. I think it's the ability to, as you touched on with Schopenhauer, it's the ability to sustain a pleasure or sustain a pain in thought.
That's a good point. There's something about the complexity of the human mind that sets us apart from other animals that we can't avoid, right? We have to acknowledge it. But that would make us different in degree and not in kind. That makes us,
right. So
we're still...
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, just being different in degree doesn't make them any less worthy of my moral consideration.
Right. No, I agree with that. In fact, my answer to this battle would have been somewhere in between, right? Because that's basically what you just said, right? There is a difference that differentiates man, but sentience and capacity to feel pain is a trait of all animals, including mosquitoes. So it seems like they deserve to be not things. It's not a thing. I agree with that. But I think it's going too far to say they're a person.
Yeah, I guess person might be just the inadequacy of our language, right? Yeah. I think of personhood as having innate rights, life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, or whatever you want, like whatever quick list you want to give it. That personhood comes with rights. Now, someone's saying that that plants suffer, and that's fine. That's possible, but we don't really have any proof of that. We can argue about whether or not plants suffer. What we absolutely know is that insects and everybody else suffers. Plants seem to respond to stimulus. They don't have a central nervous system. Some plants, maybe they do. I'm not sure. And I think that some plants also have, I think forests maybe have rights. We could talk about that. It gets real esoteric and weird when we start talking about, does the Amazon have a right to exist? I think maybe it does. Maybe the Amazon forest has a right to exist.
Well, it's a good point. It's a great point, because I don't know if you would say a tree can feel pain in the same way an animal can, but I agree that it deserves to be protected. So I mean,
right, or even that a tree is an individual. Like, I think that individuality matters here too. Like, a tree isn't experiencing something that is a unique experience, but a collection of trees, because they're all connected, right? They're almost like they've done all sorts of studies how many trees are connected under the earth, and they, they seem to be more like a like a hive almost, or like a colony. So it gets really weird when we can't really point to something and understand it immediately, and we're still kind of like. But if someone wanted to say that the Amazon forest has a right to exist, we're saying that about rivers now, that rivers have rights. So why not?
I agree, but to say by your rule of personhood that means they're a person just because they have rights, I think that needs to be cleared up a little bit.
I think the word personhood means that they have innate rights, like whatever you if you want to say like.
So the Amazon forest is a person.
I think so. Yeah, I think Amazon forest, and I think a lot of people are saying that these days. I'm not alone in that. I know it's weird.
His name is Esteban.
Yeah, right. His name is Inigo Montoya, and
that would be fitting.
Yes. I mean, the Amazon forest, imagine, I think there's something in the human being that when we see a forest, denuded, we think of it as a great sin against all of us.
Yes.
And so why? And there's something about it that makes it seem like you've committed a crime against the forest itself. I don't think that's imagination. I think
I don't think it is.
I think it's acknowledgement. So someone's saying, does a tree? I don't know. Are plants persons? I don't know if the carrot I eat is a person, but I do know that a cat is, for example. So people who try to say that carrots are the same as cats is ludicrous. If I pulled off the leg of a living cat, you'd call the cops. But if I pull the apple off of a tree, you'd be like, oh, it's totally normal. Like, that would be fine. So there's got to be at least some common sense here.
But I mean, we can see just from this discussion, right, that it's very vague. There's a lot of misunderstandings.
That's why I wanted to draw the line at microorganisms, because then you start getting into like, is a virus a person and shit? Like, there's all sorts of weird things that we can get to. But the truth of the matter is, right now, we are killing 50,000 animals that don't want to die every second of every day, 24/7, 365, trillions of fish, billions of chickens, pigs, and cows, billions. That 97% of the mammalian land mass, of the biomass, is animals that we keep as slaves. So when we're talking about these things, like, I would love to talk about giving forests personhood, but we are killing 10 billion chickens in America alone. 70 billion chickens will be killed, and 30% of them are getting thrown in the trash after they're killed.
Yeah.
So,
or after they're born.
Yeah, or after they're born, right? Right. Well, yeah, right after they're killed, they're put in the garbage. 30% never get eaten. So, yeah,
you're right. I mean, there's obviously a more pressing matter than discussing whether mosquitoes are people, but
I think it's important though. Like, but I have someone in the chat saying, "Why are cats better than carrots?" I'm not saying that cats are better than carrots, but I think that it's quite obvious that a cat suffers, and it's not obvious about carrots. You want to make an argument about carrots? Lay it on out. Write a paper, put it in the fucking Harvard Medical Journal. I'm sure I'll read it, and we can all talk about whether or not it's a sin to eat a carrot. If you have to make a choice between a cat and a carrot, I say choose carrot.
Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
No, it's fine. I'm kind of ranting because this whole cat and carrot thing kind of just bothers me. It's just such a bullshit argument. Like, if someone walked into your office and sliced a tomato, you would not care at all. But if someone walked into your office and cut off the head of a living cat while it screamed, you would call the cops.
Yeah. No, it's a rhetorical comparison that the person doesn't actually believe.
They don't believe it. Yeah, that's just bad faith argument. It pisses me off. But you want to talk about forests? Like, do rainforests have personhood? Maybe they do, and I would love to see a world. I think the world would be a better place if we gave forests, if we acknowledged the rights of forests to exist.
Well, the way to it, and this kind of segues into another battle, and I'm not trying to keep you. I don't know how long you want to go, but
16 more minutes.
Okay, there you go. I think the answer is, you have to see the same essence that's in you in other things, other creatures, other people, the tree, the plant, the carrot, all that. I mean, it is because it does have the same essence. It's the same basis. So I think and that's why I think self-understanding will automatically make a person more peaceful and more of a communal person, because they understand that the same thing that's in them is in all things.
Yeah, I think that's what happens with meditation, right? We talked about meditation on the show before. I meditate. When you start meditating, you think you're doing it for yourself to find some just to quiet the chatter in your head or something. And it turns out you're actually doing it for everybody else. You're trying to make yourself a better person and see the personhood of everyone else. I guess the reason why I think it's important to talk about these things is ideas of liberty and freedom and tyranny, things that I think are pressing. And if we're going to say tyranny and despotism are wrong, we have to understand what that means and what personhood is, because you can't commit tyranny against somebody who isn't a person. Again, you can't commit tyranny against stones or desks or chairs, but you can against forests and people and mosquitoes and the screw worm. Like the screw worm is about to be made extinct.
Yeah,
and
God knows what the downstream consequences of that are. That reminds me of that. What's that guy who's in the vegan movement who's like, oh, we should go in and kill all the predators?
Oh, yeah, fuck that guy. Yeah. You're talking about vegan gains. Yeah, he wants to go kill all first order presidents. It's just so stupid.
It makes me suspect him of being an agent provocateur, honestly.
No, he's a fascist. He's clearly into fascism. He's a fascist. We have people in the movement that are fascist, and that's why me calling a mosquito a person, I think I'm not very dangerous for this community. I don't think the vegans are going to give a shit. Because really, I think slavery is what we're fighting, and we have to just talk about what slavery is. And you can't enslave a chair, but you can enslave a screw worm. But listen, I looks like I have another person in the chat. Let me know. Yeah. Vegan Gains is a nutter, says Gay. He's just a misogynist. He's a misogynist. He says racist stuff. He's an ableist. He says the R-worded stuff. I've had him on my stream. He crashed my show once because I was talking shit, and he said, I want to come on and debate you. I'm like, why don't we just talk? And he came on the show, and I thought we had a really good conversation. And then he goes on his channel and he starts talking all this trash. He's got 350,000 subscribers. He's got an OnlyFans where he's just an all-around kind of gross dude. He's kind of a sad guy, and I really feel sorry for him, to be honest. And plus, he's Canadian. Not that I don't love Canadians, everybody. I love Canadians, but sometimes I feel like Canadians don't understand what it's like to be American down here. I don't think you guys get it.
They like to LARP as Americans.
It's kind of that way. It's kind of that way. You guys aren't out here with no health insurance. You know what I'm saying? I love all my English folks and all. I love you guys. I love my Australians. I love my Canadians. I love you and all your country. I've been to those countries. They're beautiful. Well, I haven't been to Australia, but I love Australians. But these guys that pretend to be like Vegan Gains, he seems like he's like a wannabe American. It makes me sick. Anyway, he's got a Grindr account. Are you serious, nerd? Oh well, whatever. I don't care. I'm sick of talking about that. The anti-predator vegans. Yeah, they're people who take utilitarian. These are what they are people who have heard about utilitarianism through Peter Singer. They've never read Jeremy Bentham. They only know one thing, and it's putting every individual into a spreadsheet and seeing and then arbitrarily assigning them values and then killing the ones that don't make the cut. That's fucking fast. You just described the Nazi Party. So utilitarianism is Nazism is just utilitarianism without the guardrails. Anyway.
And there are people that set the vegan movement back by 10 years with all their
they it's gone. There's no vegan movement anymore. There's the effective altruist movement, and and there are a bunch of utilitarian billionaires who think that, or wannabe billionaires who think that the world is a closed spreadsheet, and it isn't. But I have another caller, and I love you for being on here, Pharaoh Wittgenstein. Thank you for bringing the heat. I really like talking to you. I like that you...
Wilma!
Yeah, right, Fred. Fred Wittgenstein, everybody.
All right, see you, Skyjack. Be well.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, you too. Ding dang do it. How you doing out there, ding dang do?
What's going on? What's good?
What's good? What's good? Are you ready for Anarchy in Piewell?
Absolutely. I'm very hyped about it. Can't wait to see you ignore 90% of the animal cruelty and just walk the entire way across Pelu.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will.
Pedestrian run? Hell yeah. Just string it out. Pad out that gameplay.
Yeah, maybe I'll do it. I'll just I'll play a vegan run through.
There you go. Just eat corn and potatoes.
Do you have to play? Do vegans? Let me know in the chat. Does your animal exploitation carry on into the video game realm? Do you play video games as if the video? Huh?
I remember the feminists like to say that boys are learning sexism from girls in bikinis fighting dragons and flying through the air with the guitar. And
what do you think?
Yeah. So.
What do you think?
If you wanted to be a weirdo, if you wanted to be like the worst possible person you could be, you could go that route.
What do you think? Do you think that young men learn to objectify women because of video games? And like,
what I would learn from the video games I play is to stand with a really big sword and heavy armor and look very intimidating before a boss fight. That's what I learned from video games.
But the female characters, the lady characters, always have they have all the swords, but they have their butts hanging out a lot of times. They have boobs and I don't know. But then so did Wonder Woman, and she's like a feminist icon, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. When you said women in video games, the first one I thought of, what do you think of? Let me ask in the chat, when someone says a woman video game character, who do you think? I wish that I thought Metroid, but I didn't. My first thought, what was your first thought when you thought woman video game? What about you, Steve? What do you think when you think?
Final Fantasy X.
Yuna,
yeah.
How do you? I'm gonna spell it. Yuna. Final Fantasy.
Y-U-N-A, I do believe.
Fantasy 10 X Yuna. Oh wow, she's like she's got a little bob cut. Let me see if I can get an image. I can bring it on the screen. I'm gonna put it on the screen of Yuna. Let me see here. Yuna was the one that you thought of when you thought of, if I say female. So do you think men are learning sexism by playing Yuna in a video game? She's not even like scantily clad.
No, it's just an example of a story character. I mean, you're gonna make me depressed if we keep talking about that shit. Let's change the subject.
Why? No, I want to tell you. I want to tell you which one I thought of. I want to tell you which one I thought of. I thought of Chun-Li, and Chun-Li was my favorite character because she could jump off the sides of had all these crazy other abilities. She was faster and she could jump off the side of the screen. And I was like, that is the coolest move. She's the best character. She could jump around and do all this crazy shit. And as long as you keep jumping and it looks all acrobatic, it was so cool. All the other ones had all these cheesy moves and she's like doing the helicopter kick and everything. She was the best character. I mean, I guess like in the digital sprite, I guess she was cute, but I mean, she was just a digital sprite. Like, I didn't think of her as like a sex object, really. I don't think.
Yeah. I don't
know.
Like,
Vega could do that too.
Men, like, you max out their masculine proportions, like Ryu, and then for females, you max out their sexual proportions.
I guess. Well, you have to when they're little sprites because you can't tell boys from girls in like with the 8-bit or whatever it was. Ada Wong, she was that's I know Ada Wong. That's Resident Evil, right? Princess Peach. God, what? Princess Peach. She was the best character in Mario 2 because she could float. I thought she was the best one. Mario Brothers 2. Sonya in Mortal Kombat. That's a good one. A lot of people. Lara Croft.
Any of that exploitation shit in this Crimson Desert shit you're playing.
Playboy Pinball. Marge Simpson. A lot of Lara Croft. Okay, so I guess, did Lara Croft teach boys to be misogynist? I don't know, man. Laura Croft was like, she had 2 guns, and so, I don't know. I guess
you'd have to talk to like a person like Anita Sarkeesian or something like that. I'm sure she'd tell you why.
We have a lot of, I don't know. I think that we've got some people here who would maybe say that girls in video games do cause that, but I don't necessarily see it, to be honest. I don't know. There's so many worse things. Like, I mean, I played Pac-Man for a long time, and then all I could do is go to flashy nightclubs with electronic music and take pills all night.
Imagine if video games, your point of reference. Imagine if you were in a coma and you woke up and this is your next experience, bro. It's like you teleported into Star Trek days, bro. Think about that. Isn't that crazy? I know we're old now, but I mean, Christ, it's quite the difference.
Indeed.
It should happen in our lifetimes.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm looking forward to Paywall or whatever it's called, Powell. I got to learn how to say these things, but I'm really excited about it. I have to mount a screen on the wall, but I'm gonna do it standing. I think I told you already.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. Like the reason why most people would do it sitting is because they're not insane, but if you want to do it standing, I'm sure you can make that work. I just don't think that's going to be very enjoyable for you because you're only going to be able to put like 80% of your attention into the world. But I guess that's.
What do you mean? I'm standing this whole time. I got 100%. I'm 100% here. I stand up.
That's true. Maybe.
I got myself a standing because I was in food and beverage for so long, you know, and I would stand for like 15 hours a day. And now when I sit, it fucking hurts my body. Like, it's not good for me to sit in a chair for long periods of time. And plus, I'm like a little bit freakishly tall. And so chairs are never made for me. My legs are always like folded under the fucking chair or whatever. So I hate sitting in restaurants because I can't sit properly. So I sit at the bar because it's higher up and my legs can hang down. It sounds weird, but these are all things that I got to think about. So I was doing all this research for this new gaming thing, and I'm like, fuck it, man. I had never seen a gamer stand while playing a video game, so I'm going to do it.
Interesting. Well, I'm sure you've got your reasons. I mean, I can't tell you the opposite. It's like, how much would a big boy chair cost? I don't know. I don't want to add that on.
Well, a tall chair, they're only like $150, but I think that I think with our budget, I'm gonna be able to figure that out because I'm still trying to because there were a couple things that I didn't put on there, like a table and stuff, and so there's a couple things that I want to try to I'll figure it out. With our budget, I think I might be able to get at least something where I can sit down if it's like a really long stream, but anyway. $600? No, we're not going to do. I'm not going to buy a $600 fucking chair. Sorry, everybody, not going to happen. I'd rather sit on a bar stool, just a high bar stool with a cushion on it. Steve, what's on your mind, man? What did you have? Anything on your mind for
the interesting thing? I mean, you already hit on it. I want the prescription from Sky. If you're skinning a rabbit in a video game, it's like,
yeah,
to skin a rabbit IRL.
That's a good question. All right, so in the chat, maybe you guys can tell me, do you play chess? Yes, I'm crazy about chess. Are you crazy? I'm insane about chess. I would definitely play you on a stream. Really? I love chess, but I play 1-minute games. I usually play 1-minute games, everybody. I have about 1,000 ELO. I've been to 1,200 at ELO, but I'm pretty steady at 1,000 ELO. I think I'm at 900 right now. For 1-minute games, I think I'm at 1,200 on. I gotta look it up. It's different at different speeds, you know, but I prefer 1-minute games. It's bullet chess. I play like probably 50 games of chess every day. It's so fucked up and crazy. I want to know, everybody in the chat, do you think that you have to is it an ethical concern to skin a rabbit in a video game as an adult?
Johnny Vegan says my volume's low.
Oh, we can turn you up. I'll turn you up. Sorry.
Late now. Johnny Vegan Seed.
All right, we're gonna.
Nobody seems to care.
I care.
Nobody seems to care.
It took.
I would say that like you can't learn anything from you're not predisposed to anything from a video game. Like you're not gonna see a human sacrifice and then go sacrifice your mom. That shit just doesn't happen. These narratives about video games making people violent is just rightist, leftist bullshit to
it's
try
unethical. Stargirl thinks it's unethical. We're getting this is an interesting question, man. You might destroy me, but a match of 5 1-minute games might fun. Yeah, I'd love to do it. You want to play You want to play chess with me? We can play it live on stream. That'd be fun. It's hard to do 1-minute games with a mouse because I play it on a phone. I'm like, pop, 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 pop. This is how I play chess.
There we go. Twisted Hippie has the way of it. It's old satanic panic. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, it's like Satanic Panic? Yeah, I mean, Satanic Panic was about AD&D, right? But Stargirl thinks it's unethical. Stargirl, what? I wish you would call in, Stargirl. Okay, so let me ask you, as an adult, as a vegan man, I've been animal free for 21 years. I've been at a bar and played that. Have you ever seen it? Like it's called Buckmaster or something, where you shoot animals with a fake, like a digital rifle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it's called Buckmaster or something like that. And like you pick up a zapper and you shoot digital deer and different animals. I played it and I was like, man, this is kind of weird because they run. It's weird because I'm like, I don't know. But then I still played it. It was still like a test of skill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she thinks I want to know Stargirl why and Parallelist says, is it part of a quest? Does that matter?
Yeah, there's one where you have to go get some marbled meat. Yeah, I've seen that. I'm keeping track of everything, so I can warn you.
There's even a thing like I played. Somebody said I had to play Mario, the one he's got a hat on. I forget. He's got a hat, and the hat he throws the hat, and he can. It was a really fun game, and my friend, he lent me his Switch. He's like, you got to play this game. You're gonna love it. So I did, and I get to the level where there's like a bunch of dead. You're in this giant food area, and it's all like you have to salt meat. You have to use a bird to catch the meat, and then you have to salt the flesh, and then another animal picks up the flesh and puts it into a pot and makes soup. And it's like it was kind of gross. And I'm going, this is obviously propaganda for, this is really weird. Like this is like what's making it okay for, all this. The animals aren't, this isn't a piece of an animal. This is just a food item that Mario has to trick a bird into, putting into a bowl of soup. But I still played it. Was that unethical? Mario Border Crossing, I think that's what it was called.
Did you get the urge to go stab animals for their flesh after that? Sorry.
I did not. The only thing I think I've ever been susceptible with this whole playing video games is I used to play a lot of the like Need for Speed games, and when I got behind the wheel of a car, I was like, oh shit, I want to drive fast. Like that definitely made me want I didn't do it, but I feel that way when I walk out of a Fast and Furious movie. I feel like, oh, I want to drive. I want to really go fast and drive crazy. But I don't. But I think with people with lower impulse control, maybe they would, So it makes me think.
Okay.
So then it makes me think. Okay, so let me ask you this. A while back, there was this game I played. I think it was a Call of Duty where they banned it after I played it. It was you were embedded in a terrorist. You were the good guy, but you were embedded in a terrorist cell, and they attack an airport, and you're shooting civilians, and people are like begging for their lives and shit. And
yeah.
I thought that shit was a little crazy, and they did. Apparently, people agreed because they ended up banning. It was. I'm almost certain it was a Call of Duty Modern Warfare, one of those games, and I definitely thought, man, I could see somebody getting really like some weird little creeper playing this game and getting.
I can agree on that one. When it comes to like doing shit to innocent things like that, maybe on the mass scale gunning, maybe they got some inspiration from it, but it was actually smacked of other terrorist style attacks of that era right there. There was a big attack on a mall in Africa somewhere, and that something almost exactly like that happened. So
there's definitely a line there, right? I think we know that there's a line, but we're arguing about where the line is. Like there's something. If Rockstar Video Games made GTA, it wasn't GTA, it was School Shooter, whatever. It was a game.
Sandy Hook or Express.
Sandy Hook Express. Like
just for the sake of art, do you let it exist? I mean, goddamn.
Do you let it exist, and do you let kids play it? I mean, that's the other thing. Like I was not around. Like when I was. I think I was 20 when GTA 3 came out, and they had the prostitutes and like killing innocent people and like carjackings and stuff. And you could do a drive-by, like those things. I was already over 18, so. But a 12-year-old playing that game, I don't know, man. Seems like something's on there.
That's a rough one, man. I'm absolutely certain. Well, you've got people that have like girlfriend simulator type shit. So there's literally somebody out there to make and purchase virtually any video game. So I don't know, man.
Stargirl, did you explain? Stargirl says maybe one day. Oh wait, here we go. Spiritually speaking, you are harboring the thought of unaliving continuously in shooting games. That's why. But Stargirl. Is it unethical to kill an animal in a video game? Okay, by the same logic, anytime you see a movie or read a book that involves adultery or abuse, etc., would that also be unethical? I mean, some Christians would say yes. I don't subscribe to that. But if you read dirty books, does that make you a dirty person?
A woman will say that and then go read 50 Shades. I mean, get out of my face.
Yeah, I do, though. God, you know what? You said that, and while I was thinking, I'm like, when I was a kid, again, these are all like, I have to go immediately to, because I don't really look at that stuff very often anymore. But when I was a kid and I really wanted girly magazines, of course, I was just a young man. I really wanted, just an adolescent, and they had Playboy and they had a couple others. They had Penthouse, which was like a little darker, a little weirder, not weird, dirtier, I should say, a little more explicit, And then you had Hustler, and it was like, what is going on here? It was really way above and beyond what the other ones were showing, and it did feel a little dirtier or something, like naughtier or something. It's probably so tame. I wish I had some of those. Yeah,
that's what's crazy is like that. At least pornography used to be, contained into the book form, right? But now it's literally every fucking media. You can just go download little kid games.
What's scary about that to me is that you remember when Pornhub had its whole scandal about how many of it was crime. Like you didn't know, like the user didn't know they might be watching a crime, and. That's why I don't look at Pornhub or any of that anymore because of that, because I'm like, this is I'm like, that's too dark for me, man, that people were uploading stuff of their ex-girlfriends or rape stuff or like, and you wouldn't even know. And so supposedly I watched a documentary about it later, and like they supposedly cracked down on it and everything, but like I'm not interested. If that's the danger, I don't want to be a part of it, I don't want to be part of fucking, I don't want to be around.
You said Vegan Gains was like a yucky person, bro. Like Christ in heaven.
Have you seen him?
Yucky people. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, jeez, think about the shit I'm into.
Well, do you have an OnlyFans? I guess like no. I guess the difference is that you aren't presenting yourself as some kind of activist or saying that you have some moral high ground or something. There's a difference there, right? There's a difference between like, people are worse than Donald Trump, do worse things. I'm like, yeah, but they're not president. You know, like there's worse people than whatever your pastor did, you know. Yeah, but your pastor is a pastor. Like, it matters. Like, people cheat on their wives. Yeah, but that person's a Secret Service officer, and he's not allowed to because we hold them to higher standards. That's a difference, and that matters a lot. Versatire says, Sky, do you realize there are people who, by their geography, are forced to eat meat? Like, who's forcing them to eat meat? Oh, the geography is forcing them to eat meat. I don't know any Inuit people. No, I don't know them. So, are they breeding animals? Are they raping animals and then killing their offspring so that they can? What are they doing over there? Those Inuits? Do they have multi-billion-dollar companies where they rape and kill animals for pleasure and profit? Is that what the Inuits do? I don't think so. Being forced to doing something is by definition not really. You can't be held morally responsible if you're forced to do something, are you? Right? Scarlet Letter is medieval porn. Nate Hawthorne was a perv. No, it is not. No sex happens in the Scarlet Letter. Okay, well, the sin in list of thought, planning to act, and eventually the action. These three events that make up a sin. Okay, but if you're playing a video game and you're killing a digital rabbit.
Fantasizing about hitting a hobo in the head with a hammer or some shit like that.
I guess that's the thing. Like, what capitalism has increasingly turned all video games into shooters when gamers are increasingly wanting real consciousness level video games. It's funny because I always like the side scrollers and stuff like that. I never really liked the shooter games. It's so funny. This never was really my style.
I think that has to do with an attention span deficit of the younger people. But yeah, I saw shooter players trashing this game. I'm like, bro, you're supposed to be in the world. It's not a 30-second loop of you losing or winning a gunfight.
Dude, you're back to my ex-roommate who played Call of Duty all day. Clearly there's a addiction issue with these games. And then what was crazy, I didn't tell you, it was crazy. So he had a son that would come by, and the son would be playing Fortnite in one room, and in the living room my roommate would be playing Call of Duty, and they're screaming, they're yelling with these fucking headphones on. You're like, I can't hear anything, but they're like, one shot, headshot. They're screaming, right? They're both screaming. And then I left, this is COVID times, and then I leave my house on my way to work. I head downstairs, and my downstairs neighbor, there's a kid in there screaming, playing Fortnite. And I was like, because I could tell it's Fortnite. And I'm going, and then I tell my roommate, I'm like, you're the same as your fucking 11-year-old. He's like, no, Fortnite's totally different from Call of Duty. Is it?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, whenever I play some Call of Duty, I feel like I'm really into it. I can get the heart rate up. I can get the all of that shit of like a real sports game. Even the watchers of people watching sports, they're not even in the fucking field. They get hyped up like that. Their heart starts racing. So
it's true, man. It's insane. It's like they say, it's like a cat chasing that little red dot from the laser beam. Mm-hmm. The cat thinks he's going to catch the little red dot.
So maybe it's exploiting something.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I think so. But Stargirl, I think you might be right, but I don't know. Okay, so now the question has to be, oh my God, does Versatire? You could come on the show, Versatire. I'll stick around. You can go to morningsky.live/PYB. I'll bring you on. We could talk about dogs and cats. I love them, but they refuse to be vegan. Do I kill other animals to feed them or let them starve? They refuse? How do they refuse? What do you mean they refuse? Man, everyone always wants to make these like fringe cases. It's okay to go to McDonald's because of Inuits. What the fuck? Like, I don't know. It's just so weird. I've heard them all. I've heard all of these arguments, and they're pretty ridiculous. So the question is, should I do is it possible to be vegan on this video game?
You're gonna have to touch meat. You're gonna have to buy it like at least once, but that's all I know. Just the one time. So
interesting. But there's probably
and it's like a request for another person. So.
There's probably horse racing or horse riding.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to ride a horse in a video? Okay, vegans, are you allowed to ride horses in a video game? I know vegans play that Red Red Dead Redemption. I know there's horses in that. Are you allowed to ride horses in a video game vegan? It's so weird. I think you are. I don't believe in this shit. I feel resistant to this, Steve. I feel like it's someone telling me, like, man, I'm a conscientious objector.
Yeah.
I'm already 21 years, no animals. And am I supposed to feel bad for a digital monkey or a digital fucking rabbit or horse? These aren't actual animals. These are fake. It's just weird. Am I supposed to cry when Hamlet dies? Hamlet's ink on paper. This is ink.
Well, I knew that this was going to arise. That's why I suggested it to begin with. I want to see how you deal with the morality of the issue. So it's interesting for me.
Vegans can't ride horses in real life. I mean, if you saw a vegan riding a horse, that person's probably not actually vegan. That's basically it. There are people who call themselves vegan that ride horses, but like that horse is that horse free? Does that horse do what he wants all day and not be bothered by humans? No.
As long as it's consensual. There you go.
Yeah, it's not consensual though. They're in a cage. The only exercise they get is when they're let out. You know what I mean? Like, it's not vegan 37 years equals, okay, take my vegan card away, LOL. But vegan cannibal, you've been vegan 37 years, vegan cannibal. Is it okay to ride a horse in a video game? I wouldn't ride a real horse. There you go. Vegan cannibal, 37 years vegan. Holy shit. That beats me. Usually I'm the oldest vegan in the room. All right, 37 years, brah. I'll take vegan cannibal's word for it. But do you think that it's okay to ride a horse in a video game? That's the fucking question. I'm talking about imaginary horses now, guys. I don't want to get in a whole thing about fake horses, about real horses.
Well, Nina Sarkeesian would have said no, but she also thought that video games taught me to rape, and I've never raped a woman, and so I think she might be wrong. I don't have the.
She would say not yet.
Right. Oh, okay. Well, let's see. Let's see if this guy goes and rides horses now that he's a.
Yeah, it's so funny. Paul G says that horses love to be. Look, at my mom had a horse, and you're right. Horses, they act really excited when you let them out of their cage. It's like, hey, I'm going to let you out of your cage, but I'm going to be on your back. And the horse is like, all right, but I'm happy to be outside of my cage. It's just so stupid. Horses love being ridden. You know what else they love? Being alone and being with other horses and not having to deal with human beings on their fucking backs and having metal in their mouths and shit. Just so stupid. People try to be like, horses love it. Trust me, horses love it. Yeah, horses have to be broken. You have to break their will, which means exhausting them to the point that they just let you do what you want. It's basically the equivalent of talking a girl into it, I guess, or like wearing her down. That's basically the same process. Wearing a woman down. All right, just do what you want. Just make it quick. Horses love to be ridden. I guess no vegan cowboys. No vegan cowboys.
It's not what I do when I beg for attention. Yes. That's just me wearing the woman down.
Maybe that's what it is. I don't know, man. Oh, he jumped out. I didn't kick you out. Still won't ride horses, but would you ride a digital horse? Would you ride a digital horse? No one wants to answer that question. I can't see anybody answering just the simple question. Riding a horse in a video game. I feel like if I'm gonna play this game. Oh, you got a phone call. I see. The horse argument would mean that vegans can't own any pets, or what? Ooh, own a pet? No, but many vegans will accept animals into their homes as refugees, which is why you often see adopt, don't shop. But a vegan buying an animal from a breeder would definitely not be vegan. You see the difference? There's a difference. If you really want an animal in your life, there's plenty of animals just looking for a home who might be killed otherwise in a shelter or whatever. So if you want to bring them in as refugees and care for them, that's different than owning a pet. Most people call them companion animals now, or stuff like they'll use different words. I think that there's a lot of fringe vegan argument about all the intricacies there, but at the end of the day, a vegan does not go to a breeder and buy an animal like a slave. There you go. Pretty simple, right? Wilbur. All right, thank you. Johnny Vegan Seed would ride a digital horse. Finally, someone says something about it. Thank you. Somebody, finally. And finally, we get one. We're only 20 minutes past 2 hours, and we finally got something. I want that smoke, Sky. This is going to be fun, watching you fighting the logic. Well, I guess the fun thing about doing it live is that I'll be talking about this stuff, right? I'll be playing a game, and if there's a horse or something like that, I'll just be like, this is time to talk about this. Isn't that why people like watching other people stream, is they're talking about the gameplay and what it means to them and all that? Isn't that the point? Here you go. You'd ride a mechanical bull. Good point. You'd ride a mechanical bull. Totally. I mean, I remember one time, I thought it was so stupid, PETA said that a carousel, okay, fiberglass horses going around in a circle, going up and down, you know what I'm talking about, fucking carousel, at like a carnival or whatever, that those are normalizing the exploitation of animals. Come on. Fight the logic. Yeah, maybe. So if nobody rode a horse, then nobody would ever know what a great horse Secretariat was. Yes, you're absolutely. We would never have known it. Secretariat could have just never have been born into a life of cruel slavery. You're right. Maybe I should ask your advice. Why should I abuse animals? Why should you abuse animals, Navia? Why should you? Yeah, it's silly, right? Carousels are anti-vegan propaganda. That's what PETA was saying. I thought it was so... they did that while I was working for them, and I thought, come on. God damn it. Do we have to do so many eye-rolling stupid things? Like, I thought it was so dumb, and I was like, I guess, but like half the animals on a carousel are like lions. We don't ride lions, and dragons. We don't ride dragons and unicorns because they don't exist. I've even seen like, I don't know, I've seen elephants and all camels on carousels, all sorts of exotic animals, and I guess it doesn't look good, I guess, but I don't think any child is going, oh, I'm gonna enslave some animals. This makes eating at McDonald's okay, me being on the carousel. But I could be wrong. I think exploiting animals is what we're trying to stop. I don't know that carousels really do that. But hey, that's what I'm about. What am I going to do? It's like when people say, don't say kettle of fish. It's normalizing animals. Yeah, like I try. I mean, language matters, right? But like there's only so much. Come on. Like I think I said something. I forget. Like, and you get like, go the extra mile, or we're in the last stretch. The last stretch. That's a horse racing term. It's like, I mean, not all of us are aware. Do you know how many times I hear Shakespeare quotes or Nietzsche quotes that people don't know are from those writers? And that's okay. People just say things. Like language is an insufficient tool. So we have these little shortcuts, and sometimes the meaning, the origin of those shortcuts disappear, and we only have what's left, which is the shortcut itself. That's okay, I think. Like running roughshod over somebody, that's another horse thing, running roughshod over somebody. Don't run roughshod over me. There's more than one way to skin a cat. I mean, some of them are gross, right? Don't let the cat out of the bag. At some point, no one's going to take you seriously if everything is offensive. That's exactly what I'm saying. Silent Comms Dad. Plus, we got to like... there's a little triage that has to happen here, right? There's a little triage. And also, I don't want to browbeat everybody. Like, I'm already browbeating the world for being okay with slavery. I feel like that's enough, right? I'm already pretty at odds with the rest of the world because everyone seems perfectly all right with domination and slavery and sexism and racism. Everyone seems perfectly all right with speciesism, and I'm already at odds with all of that shit, and I'm in this tiny minority, and what am I supposed to do? Like, I would prefer it if people would call animals them or he or she, but other than that, fuck it. Like, what am I doing? Yeah. Horses should get reparations. Yeah, they should. They should get reparations. I think they should. We should give them land in the middle of America. Oh, we do that. We actually do that with the Mustangs, but we kill them every 4 years, I think. We go and we kill hundreds of Mustangs because we don't like them competing with our livestock. Like, there's literally an act, it's law that we have to allow wild Mustangs to roam in America. But we also round them up and kill them so that their numbers don't reach the point where they will compete with ranging livestock. There you go. Which is fun. All right, the description is not the described. Exactly, the description is not the described. Thank you. All right, this is it. That's the end of the show. We went a half hour longer. I appreciate you so much. I will not be going live again tonight. I'm sorry. I'm trying to go live 3 times a day, but I have to do something excruciating right now. I'm going to try to make it less excruciating by leaving. I'm not going to be here, which means I can't stream because I won't be in this room, and I will be someplace else, reading a book and probably drinking. And I hope that I will see you later. See y'all at Boston Rob. You guys are going to Boston Rob? Very cool. Go to Boston Rob. I think you're awesome. I appreciate you. Date night for Skyjack. Yeah, I'm dating myself. I'm just dating myself. Not like dating myself, but like dating myself, you know? Just like wolves reintroduced to Yellowstone to lower the deer population. Well, it's also raises the beaver population, all sorts of other stuff. That's a very long conversation about the wolves, but fun stuff. I've got a lot of comments, a lot of opinions about wolves reintroduction or big cats reintroduction, but that's a whole other story. Thank you all for being here. Illegitimate non-carborundum. Don't let the bastards grind you down. Thank you especially to our callers. Thank you to our one contributor. And thank you to the Sky City Rebels because you make this world go round. Self-love is the best love. I'm just going to run because I don't want to be here. I just don't want to be in this building while she moves out. She can get her shit and get the fuck out of my house without me being here. Thank you so much, everybody. You're amazing. Illegitimate non-carborundum. Godspeed, Rebels. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so friggin' much.